pretty loud in our ears, so right, console. Be with me this time. Okay. Faith, yes, I have console. All good, I can connect.
Either way, I think it's time for us to jump on into our game. The polls on the left-hand side of your screen, the Danes on the right, as we are going to be seeing VP start on that CT side. It was their choice off the back of the knife, and it's TSM that have to come to them.
Right, we'll see how it works out. Here we go. It is going to be the usual suspects that you are all aware of the teams. Bialy, Neo, Taz, Snacks, Pasha for Virtus.Pro. You've all seen them on your screen so many times. And TSM, the team that is making a big push into A right now, but they weren't expecting Snacks just around the corner. And immediately Taz pops around double box as well. Gets himself one, but he can't get Zipnix. Coming down to a 3-on-3. TSM planting bomb.
So TSM just forging a path into the A site quite nicely, and now it does come down to the retake for VP. They have numbers, they even have a smoke if they want to try and work with it, but Zipnix darts through into Pasha. That's a big pickup, because now TSM not only have the bomb down, they have the numbers as well.
Yeah, the positioning very much with them, but a little jumping shot there from Bialy. Neo was the one that managed to connect it. Now they're trying to go for the defuse. They're all rushing in on it. Device going to get around the side. Gets himself one, but I don't think he's got time on the defuse. Can he stick it through the smoke? No, he's just going to try. He's got the kit. Is it going to be enough? 2 seconds. 1 second. No, the knife will come out. And that was down to the final little blip. But Zipnix will manage to start things off well. More importantly, gets a knife kill, which is good cash in round 1.
That was far too close.
That is on 6K. He's happy.
I mean, the smoke was there. He had a kit. If Bialy had just been a little quicker to make that decision instead of kind of just idly sitting in that smoke, maybe he was just on the hunt for the bomb. I mean, we couldn't quite see through the smoke, just like he couldn't. And now we do go into that second round. The buy from VP suggests they want to try and take some weapons and some investment away from TSM in this second round. You can see Neo rocking the scout and some armored 5.7s and Deagles to do the damage to ensure he picks up a couple of kills.
Slope creep towards Pasha. Device is going to be the one that crumbs on that grenade. Not going to quite catch. They do manage to get the other side of the van just in time. Neo gets a tag, but side goes straight down. Deagle from Pasha's not going to be enough. And Dupree and Cajun B crack that site wide open. Device holding kitchen. And that's where Bialy and Snacks are trying to make their way through. Looks like they're just going to simply hold and try and get some of the exits.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. They know they're going to be going to the third with very little. Why not make it a little better, a little sweeter? You're not going to retake the B site with 5 players still standing on TSM. Instead, they're going to keep hold of those 5.7s, even the full helmet Kevlar for Taz, and maybe, just maybe, catch one of the members from TSM on the way out. Smart, though, from TSM. They're all exiting through B-apps, back from whence they came, and they know it's going to be safe.
Yeah, and everybody, yeah, like you say, playing it very safe. Happy to keep all those weapons. TSM are a team that loves to use the SMGs as well. Well, they've got a couple of kills with those. So, as it is, very good start for TSM. It's what you wanted after the back of a pistol. Very tight pistol nonetheless. Virtus.Pro going to be kicking themselves for that one. But TSM, where will they go? They've hit A in full force with the pistols, hit B in full force with the rifles. What will be next?
Yeah, what's next down at the TSM playbook? They're going up against what they know to be a very undergeared CT side. I wouldn't be surprised if they do choose to do something quite similar, quite reminiscent of that second round. It does look like that's going to be the case, as they are starting to make push towards B. Of course, they could just turn tail and run towards underpass, so there's most definitely not complete predictability to their play. VP, they actually chose to stack up on A that round, so that's going to be a quick decision to kind of rotate back around as they realize a little too quiet towards ramp.
Yeah, the mind game's backfiring there. TSM playing it well. They're already into sight. Taz and Bialy coming around kitchen. Pasha's forced away from short. Bialy does get the one. That's Device. And now as they try and push on through, they have the man advantage, but not the guns. Carrigan with that SMG. Bomb goes down on sight, and Carrigan is causing a real problem. Just coming around connector there. And now just all on Neo. Trying to squeak his way and maybe hide in kitchen. But Dupree is already there. We can see him around the corner.
I think he saw him
he's got Carrigan as well. Carrigan's going to catch him around jungle.
I think it's going to be Carrigan who's just prowling around. Neo does go down without making any more impact into the team, even foregoing his P250 for the hands of Carrigan. They're now a full-time player. I can't believe he continued to play at such a high level in CS whilst maintaining and completing his education. I actually kind of was very, very impressed by that. I was unaware.
It was a big part, especially for TSM. I think it was leading up to, I forget which tournament it was. It was the one just before the major last time, where they really had a little wobble, effectively. And actually almost at the major as well. There wasn't a convincing performance from TSM at the major, although they were close to getting those finals. But that was just sort of like exams finished, we're almost into it. But here we go, Bialy in a great position to try and cut down TSM here, but already forced back. The flash is going to keep him back into short. Smokes down, good positioning from TSM to just take control of mid.
Yeah, completely seizing control of mid, just off the back of 2 smokes, completely locking short and mid window out of the equation. First is Dupree, then on to Snax, as already VP with rifles in their hands have been forced to play at an early disadvantage, and that's of course courtesy of Dupree and his AK.
This is a problematic start here for Virtus.Pro. TSM looking good so far. The man advantage, A site very much in control. Taz is the only man that's left alone on A site right now, and there's 4 members of TSM surrounding him, all moving in there. They feel they may have control, so they don't know that Taz has been cleared out yet. Now they find him. Zitnix gave his position up, and now that will be a plant down on A site. It's down to 3 members of Virtus.Pro to try and rotate, but KSGB catching him through the little window.
Yeah, that was, again, a little bit of a foolish maneuver from VP, stacking all of their players, I say all 3 members over on towards B, despite the majority, if not 3, of the 4 still standing Danes were on A. They completely misread that one, and that's going to be looking to bite them back unless Neo does something quite special. He has already found one alongside Bialy, but they are going to be hanging and holding fire over on towards B, and Zitnix is the one that's on the hunt.
Yeah, and that's going to be Neo coming around the corner. He's just rescued that orb, so less than ideal at this range, but Neo's trying to hold the angle. Oh, that flash is going to be so perfect. It's just going to catch him out, and Zipnix will pick it up, rescues that weapon. So good play from TSM there, claps in. They realize the orb had been lost by Device, and they quickly rescue it.
Very, very nice execution then from TSM. That was their second test off the back of the pistol, and they do pass it with flying colours. And now VP are in an all too familiar scenario. Yes, they have got a couple of rifles saved from the previous round. I think they should be able to drop it through those 2 saved players. We are going to be seeing, we're going to be seeing another M4 thrown then to Taz. Neo's rocking the scout, and it's just 1 pistol coming into the fray for this one. And again, yes, there's a scout for Neo, but there's an AWP for Carrigan, and he's always been very prominent in controlling middle. Both on that T and CT side. Bialy's the one to wake up, though. 2 TSM members fall before Dupree can get there to change it. And now VP have the advantage, and early, something we haven't seen from them yet.
Good spray down there as well. Working well from Neo. Did get tagged up heavily early on, as you mentioned. Dupree, though, they have that bomb in the middle. If they can keep hold of it, and I think they saw it, yeah, Pasha pops out, and that's a real problem for TSM now. Just Device left standing. We could be seeing the first round in the bag for Virtus.Pro. Device is just coming in heavy-footed in towards A site. Taz and everybody else showing their positions, and Neo, with the AWP rescued from Carrigan's body, manages to finish the round.
Okay, VP finally put a number on the board and not letting it get spin out of control. I feel like the last few games I've casted of TSM, it's always been a case of, actually Fnatic as well. Oh, when's the opponent going to get the round? That's their first one. And it does seem like TSM have been very, very effective so far in starting strong, getting those first like 4 or 5 rounds on the board, and they've done exactly the same hit from the pistol.
TSM were one of those teams that used to have some fantastic pistol statistics, how often they won, and obviously it gives you a big kickstart. It can almost give you 3 rounds if you play your cards right, which is in itself in Counterstrike a very big deal. If you don't win both pistols, you're in trouble.
Now, it does look like TSM have actually worked through Connector and are going to be posing a threat to both Neo and Snax. Don't think Neo is necessarily anticipating this one. He's most definitely going to be now. The flash and smoke are going to be raining in. It's going to come down to what Snax and Taz can do. They've got a nice crossfire. Look at this. Staring down towards Taz, keeping his brethren over towards Palace nice and safe, as well as him. And Taz both managed to pull something quite special out. Now all onto Device. He's coming from ramp. He's going to be hunted down by Neo. And VP managed to kind of read quite nicely into TSM split. Yeah,
good little protection crossfire there, wasn't it, on A site? Taz and Snax doing a great job. So, Virtus.Pro, they are very much veterans of this map. Expect them to start kicking off. If they can get their economy building, which they only lost 1 person in that last round, is absolutely working well for them. It'll start giving problems for TSM, but they've already got 4 rounds on the board. They'll be pretty happy with that to start with, see what more they can build. Here we go. Carrigan's going to challenge around the corner there. Neo's the one that's going to try and smoked out. He will. And they're going to keep him out of there. Ooh, but Bialy caught Dupree. That was over on A side. I actually get to lie, that was mid. He dropped down in towards underpass. KSGB's going to check again.
This is terrifying now. The CTs are all bundled into one kind of basket. It's all towards jungle, and it's going to be a case of Neo who's desperately trying to regain some sort of mid-control. Looks like Carrigan's changed his mind, though. Device finds Snax. Back to a 4v4 we go. As
both have got the back here. KSGB's coming up connector. Both have their backs to connector. It's Taz and Neo. Oh, Neo, I think he just span around at the right time. It's Taz is going to catch his head.
And so the numbers again tip in favor of the CTs. And Karrigan changing his mind. He went towards T-spawn as if he was rotating towards A. Changed his mind again, and this time the reactive play is going to be on the way towards B. Neo finds Device, and now it's just those two. The bomb escort are left to their own devices with a decision to make. They are starting to walk towards Bialy's domain. Pasha's there to hold his hand as well.
Yeah, Pasha's made the rotate come back around, so they're keeping 2 and 2, and that's going to drop straight into Bialy's crosshairs. Very easy for him there. And he's got those beautiful neon knives, the shadow knives. I've seen them yesterday. Like little glow sticks.
3 frags for him over on towards B there for Bialy, and he's called Bialy for a reason, keeping that site completely locked down. Very nice to see him do so efficiently. The first frag, of course, coming through on towards mid. That does put TSM onto the pistols, just a couple of Deagles and P250s between them.
Snacks. And reading the economy well here.
Oh, that's lovely. That could go very well.
Going straight to the SMG, and he's going to go aggressive as well. He's going right up to A ramp. Unfortunately for him, it is only Device that's lurking the other side of that smoke. Zipnik's actually coming in towards the side. Tazzy's just got a little peek at him. I think Zipnik's was spotted there. Yeah, you can see the molly burnt him out a little.
In the meantime, Neo's just wrecking through them.
Oh, that's a mistake.
It's going to be a challenge from Cajun B. It looks like he's going to be the only one to find ahead. As yes, the AWP is loose for VP, but 4 players now hunting down Cajun B. They're all closing in on his location. He's just got a Deagle and a Dream. He turns his back at the wrong moment. Taz is the one to shut him down, and we have ourselves an equalizer.
Little unlucky there as well, because obviously he took out Neo in the window, and the AWP didn't drop to him. It was just like, I felt, because he just jumped towards the window, so the direction, the momentum was going that way, but unfortunately it didn't fall for him. It's just like, oh, please.
So close.
But 4-4, all square. Virtus.Pro right back in this one after losing the first 4 opening rounds. But now economy is very well building for Virtus.Pro. But TSM can afford to get themselves right back in this one. You can see Device with that AWP. He's going to be heading over towards B side. He's the one that's going to go for the peak. But Virtus.Pro gone aggressive here, straight out of mid.
Bialy's the one at the front. He's going to be the arrowhead of the push. Finds one onto Dupree. Cajun B does shut that down, but in the meantime, Taz is doing all the work for him. 2 more Danes fall, and now TSM, they have to work with just 2. Very, very efficient push through middle there. Taz just holding from connector was all it needed. And now it comes down to Device. That is a very quick round going the way of Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, all their attention was drawn to mid, down the bottom of mid, and they just didn't expect a third member, Taz, to be peeking out of connector there. Device, the last man, sees the bomb there, but he really wants to just try and hold on to this weapon. But he's got a full minute to do that. That's a really big ask.
Yeah, I think VP are just going to play this very smart. They know they've got the bomb. They know they've got the round. And so...
It's a nice name on the gun as well.
Yeah, just going to be keeping things locked down. Do you know the song? There is a song, like the soundtrack.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony.
Yes, I'm aware of the actual song for the TV show.
No.
I know I'm old and all that, but he was around. Device still creeping on. 30 seconds. He's done a good job at running the clock down, but Neo is tracking in on him. He's coming around back into apartments, and Device, he's going to be caught between the pillars. I think he just heard the footsteps.
Yeah, this is just going to be a case of... Oh, actually, Neo
clipped him.
Oof, lucky to be alive. 18 points of health then as he did get clipped through the corner, but that does mean he's about to get pincered in. Taz is the one to push through the smoke. Oh, the Dream is dashed. Go for it. Fine, snacks his head and he's still breathing. 5 seconds, and now they have to push through their own smoke. It is going to be Pasha, though, who is just going to be biding his time. Oh, my Lord,
he got caught. 7. He went down to 7. He actually got legged. That was so close.
Neo is lucky to be alive. So is Pasha. And Device has been hitting all of his shots, just not quite enough. Sitting at 3 frags so far for that one. Look at that. They just kiss through the smoke and he gets away with it.
It's that one. There's no scope to the face of Snacks.
He's so angry as well. He's going to be like, dude, what was that?
It's the headshot as well. It's just to rub it in a little bit more. But he didn't, unfortunately, hold on to that weapon. They got him after the timer as well, which means the cash will be absolutely strapped. And it looks like 3 members of TSM. They're going to try and burst their way in towards B site. It is just Pasha over there on site, while 2 other members with the bomb, Karrigan, in Palace, trying to be that distracting force, trying to force VP to over-rotate, but I don't think they're falling for it. Taz and Snacks are waiting on A.
It's going to be a case of wait till you see the bomb on the map. That's like the call they're going to be making, and Bialy has just caught Device quite nicely. Dupree in the meantime, though, does take down Neo. VP are digging their heels in. Hang on a second. TSM now does just come down to Snacks to keep this A site safe. And Karrigan, he brings him within an inch of his life, but can't find the final bullet. Zipnix does it for him. The Deagle dream is real, and now with the bomb in, it's 2v2.
That Molly's going to flush him to the side. It's Carrigan on the move. Dupree in connector. Pasha's going to sneak around the side, though. Now it's all on Dupree. The Deagle work has been hot for TSM, but now with an M4 in hand, Dupree is unable to answer the challenge of Bialy, and he will go down 6-4. But what a great round. Hitting the economy of Virtus.Pro there. That was just Deagles from TSM.
Yeah, they managed to take 3 rifles away and get the bomb down. So TSM, I mean, it could have gone one better and won the round, but it's pretty damn close to a successful pistol round. Now, though, you are going to be seeing the ult back in play. It's going to be Neo who's wielding that one, unless it does get thrown. No, we are going to be seeing Neo take it towards window again. He's been very, very consistently holding middle. Same peak, same time. Taz is the one that comes with him and kind of tries to get some early mid control. This time, Device greets him with a smile, finds a second as well onto Taz. And Virtus.Pro's middle has been deleted. Now they have 1 minute 30 seconds to try and maneuver some sort of defense with the 3 remaining. Yeah, they demolished him there. I think they realized that Snack's in the corner as well. Zipnix is looking this way. He's trying to get his eye on Snacks. He creeps around there. Bialy's made the rotate. It's camera crown. Pasha's actually about to pass Dupree in the smoke. I think they've just went straight on by each other. Pasha, tell a lie. Pasha went underpass. I'm looking at the minimap. You fool. I know. It always catches me out. Good job it's not Nuke. I'd be totally ruined. Bialy does find Dupree. Now, TSM, they kind of had A in their hands, but they just deliberately delayed on pushing onto a site. And Snacks has been the only man there for a while. Yeah, so with these 2 like very big early picks, Device has kind of done the majority of the work for TSM, but it's not like Snacks is going to go down without a fight. Big damage onto Zipnix, not enough. Still kicking with 10 points of health, and now Bialy and Pasha have to piece this round back together again. I don't know how competent they're feeling. Then again, Pasha sneaks around to find Device. Instead, Device collects 3, and that is going to be TSM then, who finally bite back 6 in a row for Virtus.Pro, and TSM find 5. Pasha sprinting with his knife, and then quickly, oh god, there's someone here. Get the weapon out quickly, and Device gets himself a beautiful 3 kills in that round. Great little opening on the middle there. Definitely doing big work, and that's what Device is there. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. He is there to make those rounds. And TSM with their 5th on the board. Now, smoke straight to window. Set up well by Zipnix there, bouncing out. That's going to keep Neo away. What's he going to do? How's he going to rotate his position? 4 members of TSM stacking up over a B site, about to burst out of apartments. Yeah, this is going to be the execute then thrown out. It's going to be Dupree who throws out his smoke last, as they're going to be coating the B site in smoke. And it's going to be Pasha then who's left to kind of be finding a way in. He is holding towards short. This is a very nice angle from him. Cajun B, the only one to find a frag so far for TSM, as they have thrown their bodies, invested a whole lot into this round. And VP have just greeted them at the door. Look at this. Zipnix does have the bomb. 3 to find, and Neo says no. Final 2 frags brought home by that AWP, and that is going to be a very, very stern response from VP as TSM tried something different on towards B. Yeah, big answer from VP there. They could afford to buy right back up. Their economy is still in a good shape as well after pretty much clearing out that round without too many losses. TSM investing heavily back into it, straight back onto those AKs. Of course, the economy was reset. Now, that smoke is going to be just enough to slow down Device, who wanted to get the early peak. He had the spawn for it. Zipnix is going to get himself in towards Palace, and again, TSM slow things down and try and get an early pick. Yeah, that's what they're hunting for. No warp in play this time for TSM, so... No mid either. No, 0 mid control from Virtus.Pro. They've completely invested in 3 members on A and so 2 on TSM. B. It's an oddity to see that neither team has really considered anything towards middle, and Bialy's going to be working that out very soon. In the meantime, Snacks onto Device. We are going to be seeing a little bit of attention now being drawn towards middle. They've both approached it slowly. Bialy, the one holding from short. TSM coming through underpass, and it does look like it's going to be a late mid hit from them, as they're going to be 2 through underpass. Carrigan through the top of mid, and now Bialy's going to be under threat any second now. Smoke's going to lock him out, but he chooses to push in front of it. That's very smart from him, and he is going to be able to catch Cajun B. Very nice. Nicely done. That's going to cause some serious problems. Snacks catches onto Zipnix as well, trying to creep his way out of Palace. Carrigan with that bomb as the last man standing now, as Neo pins Dupree to the wall. And as he tries to get any little bit of vision, not even going to get the one. It was Snacks that challenged him, but Snacks with 3 in the round and a perfect round from Virtus.Pro. That was so very enjoyable to watch. Just seeing the way VP structured that defense, you could see they were basically just kind of process of elimination, trying to work out where the attackers' numbers were. They started to kind of really address the consideration of underpass, found Cajun B, and it just started snowballing out of control from there. Now look at TSM's economy. This could very well be a 10-5 CT half of VP. Yeah, this is good positioning
now. They're going to get one little last roll of the dice on the last round at best. Zipnix gets destroyed by Neo. Starting to get a little bit of control on window here. Did get tagged up though by one of those TSM players. That's very black screen, that is. We can see what's going on. TSM pushing up mid. It is going to be Carragher, Dupree, and Cajun B all squeaking their way around there. Just a little glimpse, but Device finds himself a double. Didn't see where it came from. Doesn't matter. Carragher finds another, and suddenly it's a 2-on-1. Carragher, the last man standing, unable to find a weapon yet, though. All these kills go down, and yet able to pick up an AK. He's going to push on through straight into Bialy. Bialy comes around the corner. Hopefully the window would drop. It's on my screen, that's why. There we go. It's yours. I think it's yours. Yeah, yes, it's yours. There we go.
Observer machine.
Observer Alex.
Hello. Welcome to my domain of camera controls. Let's see if we can try and follow this round. We are going to be seeing
mate. Squeaky chair going on there.
Squeaky chair. Excuse me, I'm just...
Double AWP coming out. Well, I mean, it is the last round. Buy what you can. Go Evan. Was that a triple? Snacks has got a triple. I think he's got an M4. I see he's switching it. He's juggling
himself.
Juggling himself, treating himself keen. Snacks is going to be all the way at toll booth. And now the pressure very much on Alex to try and get this spectating correct. Three members all sitting. They're all sitting in T-spawn at the moment, so this is a really irregular round. Zipnix is going to push on through. Carrigan's in Palace. Taz has got that smoked off, so no worries there just yet. It's Cajun B that was all the way over. He's going to go underpass. Neo's trying to hold the angle at connector. And Dupree and Device, what are they doing? What is Dupree and Device doing?
It's a very... I think it's going to be some sort of like late smoke, or we've lost a player.
I think we might have lost Dupree. I think that's where it is. I think Dupree's dropped.
He's looking far too stationary for an active player yet. So TSM must be playing with 4. Anyway, let's talk about the action, because Cajun B has just cracked open middle. He finds Bialy and looks to try and find something extra as well. We are most definitely operating at a loss, though. TSM have lost Dupree. And now the CTs, they've stacked up 3 players over towards A. That doesn't necessarily look like that's where the bomb is going, though. It's Device who's actually manipulating the bomb towards B.
Taz has delicately gone in towards ramp, and Carrigan's just took that moment to push out of Palace. Taz still holding ramp room. Carrigan's dropped down. He's on A side. Snacks would have spotted him. Now Taz will be behind him in a great position. He'll capture a glimpse on Pasha as they push on by. Now that's Device with the bomb that just skips straight through when he gets Cajun B as he's mid-air hopping in towards sight. Device, though, going to get the plant down. Pasha just around the corner, creeping on in. Neo's closing around short. He's going to catch the shot. Zipnix is the last man standing for TSM. He's tucked around Van. He's in a good position, but the defuse is going down. He should be able to get the spray on. He does. He stops the defuse for now. Little hop almost caught onto Snacks there as they move in on his position. Taz will lock him down, and it's Virtus.Pro that will close out the round 10-5.
You can see it all came down to Pasha in that shot. A very, very crisp shot as well towards B apartments. Does cut TSM down to size before they could get that bomb down. And now we are going to end with VP picking up their 10th round. That's crazy to see them pick it up over on the defense. TSM didn't make too much of a dent, really. It was off the back primarily of that pistol. Those first 4 at the start of the half. And then just 1 extra thrown in the mix a little later on. Of course, losing that did bring their money back down to size. So, VP are just going to be forced to play the waiting game. We're going to be waiting to see if Dupree can get back in. And, I mean, that was a shame to see TSM have to play that final round with just the 4.
Yeah, but big response, though, from Virtus.Pro. They were 4-0 down. You say there is a big answer for them. They needed it. They need the win here. Absolutely. They have a good record over TSM, a good record on Mirage overall. It is probably their best map, I think it's safe to say. Obviously, they'd like to argue that Cash and Overpass are probably in there as well.
Or if you talk to Taz, Dust 2, man. Oh, Dust 2.
They still try and sell us on Dust 2s, I know.
It's all a game.
Sorry, Virtus.Pro, Dust 2 is not your map, not compared. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're probably better than most teams in the world on that map. I would say probably in the very top percentile, but overall, no. If you were to compare to, say, Envy, hell, even NIP, who have been rocking on Dust 2 a lot lately.
Yeah, I mean, VP's worst results have come out of Dust 2. There's no denying that's probably the lowest half of their map pool at this point. But yeah, they always seem come into majors, come into big events with this whole wide statement like, "Oh, not anymore, man, not anymore.
We've got all these maps. They're trying to sell the PR."
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is just smoke and mirrors, and how much of that is genuine belief that their Dust 2 has improved. And I honestly, I really do. I'm eagerly awaiting this major. I'm going to be sitting there with my popcorn, ready to see what some of these teams have brought to this, because there's no denying we're going to already have seen some evolution from our last major. And now let's see where the action is going to be unfolding. 3 CTs picking up the Kevlar, the same for the Ts. Plenty of utility for what looks like it could be a potential execute as well from VP. 2 smokes. They could lock out the A site if they choose to. and do exactly the same over on towards B, because that's where the bomb is going. It's just Taz who's lingering over towards A.
Little decoy thrown into the middle there. Straight towards Carrigan. Neo's the one that's leading with the bomb. They're going through underpass. They're going to go straight towards Carrigan here, who's waiting in connector, holding the angle. Oh, and it's a beautiful one-tap headshot there. Carrigan catching him. But 3 members of Virtus.Pro collapsing. Dupree and Zipnix both in short, though. Pasha will catch onto one. And Pasha's going to be the one that will push on forward. Catches a glimpse of Zipnix around the corner. Does get himself the one, but Dupree answers quickly with the revenge frag. Taz has pushed out. Cajun B should catch him. That was an easy one. B side is going to be where they're hitting. Dupree all the way over in kitchen is the man that's holding defense as Bialy gets tagged up pretty heavily from connector. Snack's taken down the second he goes into sight. And now it's all on Bialy. Collects the bomb. If he can get the plant down, that'll be better than nothing from this stage. And Dupree, Cajun B, all collapsing in and around him. He's going to have to do something wonderful to hold them back. He gets himself one. Can't quite get the second. He pushes it through shot. Oh, so close. Dupree gets around the side and gets himself the defuse. And just like the very first round, a very tight pistol from both these teams. This time around, TSM coming out on top again. Now, statistically, if you win both pistols, you should be winning the match.
Statistically, absolutely. And TSM are no stranger to winning both pistols. They're going to be going ahead and being like another day in the office. But they have to try and watch out for VP, bearing in mind they got the bomb down. And so they wouldn't be surprised if they come in quite heavy into the second round. And my God, they have. I'm seeing 2 AKs. I definitely saw a second one picked up as well. It's going to be scooped up by Taz. And it's going to be full armor Tech 9 Deagle Dream coming in then for them. Got 2 AKs in play, and they're going to be looking to cut down the opponents as fast as they possibly can. They're
in a good position for this as well. Cajun B and Pasha are very tight. Cajun B, if he pops around the corner, he's going to find Pasha waiting for him. This is going to be instant reactions between the two. Neo and Taz holding a ramp. Bialy with him, about to pop the smoke out there. So this is going to be a full A execute. Carrigan's the one man lurking over and connected with Snacks, pushing through underpass.
Yeah, look at Neo as well. He's pushed down towards Tetris and he's managed to go relatively unnoticed. Finally, someone does catch a glimpse of him. Snacks in the meantime is pushing through connector. Here comes the threat. They have revealed what they're bringing into this battle, and look how little impact it has had. Oh, TSM.
Wow, that was horrible.
They chuckle. They laugh at Virtus.Pro as they bring everything towards the A site, and not one man falls for the Danish side. They put everything into that round and managed to net them absolutely nothing. And that bomb plant and that second round buy are going to be thrown to the wind now as TSM on Glocks.
Yeah, that bodes really well for TSM. That does. Bodes very well for them, managing to just clean them out. And obviously with those SMGs in hand as well, more importantly, does give them not only the 2 free AKs that they managed to pick up as well. So they'll be delighted with that round. Everything went well for them. VP going to go heavy in presence in towards mid. Snacks is running through underpass. Taz up the top there, gets picked off by Carrigan.
Oh, we're going to be seeing him. He had a glimpse. It was a bit of a shooting range, just trying to catch the tip of Carrigan's cap, but it's not like there's going to be too much success to be found.
Oh, no slaughter.
No hope at all. He just kind of lambs to the slaughter in underpass.
4 for Carrigan in that round. Massive, massive round. And that's with a FAMAS from window.
I mean, of course it is.
Yeah, it was with pistols,
it was
but still, it was impressive, yeah.
It wasn't even pistols. It was literally just, this is how they were born, you know? Straight out, you know that goop from The Matrix? They came, they got flushed.
I had the whole Ace Ventura thing in my head. Where he comes out the Rhino. One of the funniest scenes, I think, in film history.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is aggressive stuff from TSM. They got Zipnix and Carrigan pushing up the top of mid. Coming straight around. Neo, Bialy and Pasha are rating just around the corner. Device catching them on underpass as well. But Carrigan catching them, sleeping, napping. And TSM full on aggression is working well for them. Neo, the last man standing, gets himself one. But now he has it all to do with just 14 health.
Yeah, and I mean, Neo's going to be getting a taste of his own medicine. VP are going to be getting a taste of their own medicine here, considering that they've been putting a lot of kind of emphasis on an aggressive mid-hold from the CT side. This time it's VP that have to receive it, and look at the damage done early. A great early eyes cast towards underpass to manage to find themselves too. I like this from Neo. Could enable him to have the drop on that player towards short, but he has relocated. It's Cajun B now who is lingering, and look, oh, that is the scariest crossfire you'll see in a while. The bomb is right between the two. One holding the window angle, one holding it within underpass themselves, and Neo, 14 points of health. There is no way he's going to find this round. Now he makes his position clear, and they are just going to hunt him down. Does throw out his smoke. I mean, that's going to be a little bit of breathing room, but they can see over it, and he is full white as well.
Look at this, he's crawling. Just creeping along. Oh, it's past 1 in the night. He's going to collect himself the bomb. Now, Sneaky play. If he gets through underpass and gets onto B side, if he can get a plant down here, it would be a miracle. Dupree already sussing it out. He's heading over towards B side, but is Neo going to sell the fake? No time, I don't think. 12 seconds. He's just literally got to sprint with the knife out into sight. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Dupree ready and waiting. Goes for the plant. Dupree makes it easy. And TSM pick themselves up another round. Bit scary for a moment, but very aggressive stuff from TSM, just rushing straight up the top of mid.
Yeah, Neo doing the best with what he was given there, kind of trying to manipulate the resources he had. He was like, okay, have a smoke. I have 50 seconds. He was piecing it all together. The numbers and equations were floating around him, full Hollywood style, but no. Not going to be happening.
Effect going on
exactly. He couldn't find it. And that's going to be another round on the board then for TSM. Look at their equipment again. This is going to be essentially what you're looking at here is a double eco. Just a couple of CZs and smokes to try and desperately piece together at least a plant to enhance their arsenal for the following round. But this is going to be the equalizer for TSM. They've managed to completely close that gap that was created by VP.
Ooh, good little tag from Pasha there. Didn't do a great deal. Sadly, they have only got the weak pistols, so Neo and Snacks are going to be the ones that try and go aggressive. Device in connector ready and waiting for them. They are just double stacked. They're going to boost through window, but Carrigan, oh, he looked away just as Snacks managed to creep through window. Now, does he realize that there's one member in there? Device gets himself a double, Dupree another. Now they've got to realize that somebody must have boosted it in. They have to know. Taz is trying to be a nuisance. Well, that nuisance has been picked off. Device with his third of the round. And now Snacks trying to creep around the back. Carrigan's the one that he could catch in the back here as he hops around. That's an AWP in play.
They're making so much noise.
They're just hopping around.
Of course, he's going to be working this one out. And now he's got his eyes set on Carrigan. He was like, do I, don't I? Doesn't choose to pick up the knife. He does instead find an AWP for a short-lived moment.
I got the no.
Oh, Dupree shattered that dream, and it is going to be then 10-10. TSM, the masters of the pistol, the masters are building off of that. That's going to be the same time again. They picked up 5 off the back of the pistol in the first round, in the first half, and they've done exactly the same here in the second. So,
now pressure on. Pressure on TSM. 5 back-to-back rounds. Virtus.Pro got to deliver. Remember, we're talking about their losses, their record in the Pro League so far. They have 7 losses. If they were to get an 8th here, it may well just be writing them out of being in the Pro League finals in just, what, a month, 2 months' time, wherever it is. Oof, that was a team shot in the back there. Snacks is thinking, thanks for that, buddy. Really needed a shot in the back of the head.
That's just motivationally. You don't understand.
It's the Russian method.
No.
Ooh, going back to World War II modes. Sorry about that. Anyway, Device trying to get a little peek around their corner, but he will get smoked off out of window. Dupree does get himself one from short, just peeks around the side there. Neo recovering the bomb and backing well away from this one. Looks like they're going to make the rotate around towards A side.
And I mean, with Neo carrying the bomb, of course, it does mean he's not opting for the AWP. I don't think he can quite afford it for the VP money just yet, but they're going up against a fully set up CT
they're trying
side.
to fake
Three members from TSM are all locked in on this side. KGB's just going to cut Taz down to size. That was the Palace threat neutralized, and now it comes down to mid. I think Dupree's kind of got a good idea of where this one's going. He's just waiting for a little head to pop up towards connector, and it's going to be Neo who provides just that.
Yeah, they tried to fake the fake and it didn't work out, but they have managed to get themselves a kill and a second. KGB answers. Carrigan booms in with his own AWP as well, and now Pasha, while he's caught away from the bomb, he's going to smoke it up, collect it, and try and rush straight on site. This is fast, aggressive stuff, but Carrigan is quicker to the draw, and it's 11-10.
11-10, things are starting to look good for TSM now, as they've still yet to see VP find that initial round here on that T side. They're going to be desperately trying to find something that works, some sort of technique that's going to be able to take, well, in my books, take that AWP away from Carrigan and also try and shut down this very, very swift rotate that TSM have been able to bring into the fray so far.
The problem is they're not really winning the duels. They're not getting any easy options onto anywhere. They've struggled for a bit of mid control. They have managed to get in there once again. Neo just eating a nade as Taz and Snacks push through underpass. Now, they have full mid control here. What are TSM going to do? Are they going to allow them to hold on to it and try and choke them out? Zipnix is just about creeping around B short there, getting himself a little peek as they try and push in on his position. But it is going to be a fast, mad dash back through underpass and straight to B.
I like this. This is still VP trying something new. You haven't seen this page of their strat book just yet.
Pasha and Bialy right up by Zipnix. He's still lurking in the smoke. Good use of the smoke as well. Zipnik's passed on through the smoke. They have no idea where he is, but he almost fluffs it, and he does. He got one down, but he saw the bomb more importantly, and now he knows it's on B side. Device managing to collect snacks as he goes in towards site. Dupree joins him in kitchen, but they are being burnt away. KSB making the rotate, coming from behind and short.
I don't know whether or not VP are going to be ready and expecting this one. Neo's still going to be the one challenging out. Oh, that's big. They needed that frag, and now things are looking a little brighter for Virtus.Pro. Not if Dupree has anything to say about it, though. Takes down Pasha, and actually is looking for a second towards Neo. Gets it as well. All then onto Taz with just 4 points of health. He's actually chucked Dupree down. What? He needed that, and he does it. And he pulls VP back into this game. Finally finding their first round on the T side.
With just 4 health, he managed to hang on at the back there on bench and finally cut them down. Oh, for a moment I thought, I was like, there's no way VP can lose this. They have full control of site, everybody's in position, but TSM started to work the angles and work their way in there, and that was far too tight, far too tight. They've got themselves an AWP now for Neo though, and more importantly, they're going to try and get a bit of mid control, but Karrigan, and more importantly, TSM could just buy straight back up, and Karrigan booms in. Forget your AWP, Neo. It's back on the ground along with Pasha and Bialy.
VP crumble, not going to be given the fourth, as finally Taz does take him out of the running, but the damage is done, and that damage is permanent here in the round. Just 1 minute 20 then, and 4 to find. It's a good flash. It's going to enable them to push out under that threat from both window and connector. He is, however, going to get caught out now, hunted down like a dog. KSB does fall as well, but finally Device manages to deal with that problem. And TSM, that is awful for VP.
That's crippled them.
Completely. It's reset them down. Look at that. You're going to be sitting about, what, 2.6 highest? No, 2.7 for Bialy. That is not ideal. No bueno. And now TSM are going to be seeing this one follow. Look at this. 3 frags in just 3 seconds. Very swift. Neo was the first to challenge him out, and then the follow-up was equally as flat.
It was beautiful, and beautiful once again, yeah. Very nice stuff there, Karrigan. Anyway, we were talking about it. They were trying to clear him out of sight. That's actually how they got the round, how they got into B side. But now it's just going to be a straight-on fast push. Looks like Snacks is going to lead the charge with bomb in hand. The Device is going to go head-to-head straight around the corner. There's only ever going to be one winner in M4 versus Pistol. And now with the bomb, that was the bomb carrier at the front. They're screwed.
Yeah, and it was interesting there just to note Dupree's positioning. He was sitting there just holding his molly because he was waiting to hear footsteps, because from that you can hear both underpass and B-apps. He tried to work it out. It's a very kind of expected push to see from a CT when they're hoping to find, you know, early information about where this clock train is going. It did look like it was going to be pulling into that underpass station. They greet them, and now Taz and Bialy are left with just an M4 and what? A P250, 15 points of health. This should be an easy finish for TSM, and it most definitely will be, as Device takes Bialy down. Just Taz then left to his own devices, and believe it or not, it's going to be Device who pushes in as well. 13 for 11.
Nice little fake there. Throws the flash out and then just rushes straight up on it. Forced him to look away. Very well played by TSM. And now the match should be in the bag. 13-11. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Something could happen that's amazing for Virtus.Pro, but they have only picked up just the one singular round so far in all of the T side. Not looking great for them. TSM, I could mention, they did win both pistols, so generally it gives you a big advantage. Gave them that advantage on T and CT now. And Virtus.Pro stacking. Looks like they're going to try and make a B hit. They haven't actually successfully gone for a B hit through window yet.
It's true, and there is a whole lot of T's just sitting. You can see on that X-ray, about to walk potentially into Karrigan's aim. The man who would be receiving them towards underpass would be Dupree. He's the one in window at this point, but it doesn't look like they're going to be shaking that one off. Zipnik's is the one that could potentially hear it. You can see his positioning. That's
a great read from Karrigan as well, because he's been in window the majority of the game, and now he's just like, you know what? They're going to go. They're going to go B.
A slow and steady B, and actually leaving Dupree just to hold the tight angle in a window, and they can hear it. This is it. He's going to be making the call. Zipnik's is on his way, as is Dupree, and it's Karrigan who just rattles off the first crucial shot. The flashes come in, and VP are forced to hit the brakes.
Absolutely. With that molly down, they have to push on through it. There's the smoke going down, but oh, the second one doesn't quite land. It was Taz's head that flashed on by. He does get himself one, and Snacks as they drop straight into the crosshairs of Zipnik's and Dupree. It was a massacre in the end. TSM read that absolutely spot on.
Yeah, TSM are bringing some sexy CS for us tonight. That, again, not only the read from Karrigan, but the fact that as soon as he got the first frag, he backed away, and there was just this plethora of mollies, flashes, nades, everything thrown towards B-apps as soon as that call was made. Very, very nice stuff from the Danes, and now they sit on 14.
Do you think that's what his masters was on? This thesis of Counterstrike strategies. This is what Virtus.Pro will do, and this is how we will defend it, and it will work wonderfully.
Give it 10 years, Lee. Give it 10 years.
Top masters, Professor Carrigan at the helm. As it is, he is absolutely making his AWP sing right now, working every angle, and match point beckons for Virtus.Pro, for TSM, sorry. Virtus.Pro found wanting. Again, it is only pistols this time around, but that's simply down to TSM reading them every single round they've tried. It's just not working. Just not happening. Dupree's going to come around the back and he's going to catch them as soon as they push up connect. Ah, there we go.
There we go, indeed. And that's what TSM are going to be saying as they rub their hands together, looking to pocket another win here in the Pro League. It's just Taz and Snacks, and look at that. Taz not going down easy, just connects into the brain of Dupree with his Deagle Blaze. What other Deagle skin would they possibly be using for massive Deagle Blaze? Look at this now. That's all they lined up and everything, but not going to happen. And now just Snacks mashing his mouse one with the Tech 9.
Pumping away wildly on the mouse button there.
It's a pistol, boys. It's not a submachine gun, but you know, are going to be seeing 15 for TSM, and they're just going to be bringing as much as they can into this final round. I do spy the double AWP, and it's going to be Carrigan and Dupree then wielding that one. No jokes, though. Not looking to kind of invest in that kind of crazy AWPs that we saw from VP in that final round. Instead, they're just living the dream. They're happy with their buy. And now we get to see where VP choose to take this.
Well, it does look like it might be an A play. At the moment, Bialy and Tazo brought the bomb over that way towards the ramp, so try and set up for some of those smokes. They haven't really successfully hit any site yet. It was simply a case of taking mid-control and moving through to the B. The one round they have managed to get on towards T side so far. Snacks, again, getting a little peek in underpass, but not able to find anything. Carrigan's was holding the angle, so it's a good job we didn't look around that corner. Carrigan sends something. There we go. The smoke fakes coming out from Virtus.Pro on A site, but oh, Dupree manages to catch Pasha on the top of mid, and that slowed the whole fake down.
Yeah, it really has. And I mean, Bialy's the one with the bomb. He's still towards ramp. Taz is the one creeping and crawling through Ballis. And I mean, once he gets balcony control, he's got something. But in the meantime, Carrigan's just taking the out of the running. And another one. This time onto Snacks. Finally, Bialy finds something for VP. But is it too little, too late? Now he's going to get caught towards Firebox. Dream is dead. As TSM pick up the win and do so very, very effectively. And what does that tell us? You know, the other side of the story, we were like, oh, VP needs to win every single game now. TSM, they have an option. They have the kind of the ability now to just be like, yeah, we did enough damage on the online stages so we didn't have to meet VP offline. We know VP are such a scary team to play online, but even more so offline. Like that's
offline's where they shine, no doubt about it.
Exactly,
yeah.
And they've just been given the opportunity to say, okay, beat them twice now, and they probably won't be there.
11-2 in the league now, TSM. They are running away with it, aren't they? And they're making it look easy, but the pistol round was obviously the big deal for them. Yeah. Both rounds very, very tight, very close. Think back to the first round where they were going for the defuse, and I think it was Dupree that came in with the knife just at the end there to catch him. And then again, look towards obviously the next pistol round, and again, it's the bomb down, defuse in there, just managing to catch them. So close match. Obviously, the score ended, what, 16-11, so not as close as you'd think if you just looked at it on paper. But if you just took away those two pistol rounds and gave them to Virtus.Pro, suddenly VP win.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the Score Esports app. Of course, that was the Score Esports hot match of the week. And of course, you can pick it up over on your mobile phone in order to catch all of the details. Even an article available on that very matchup to see just how much was on the line for those two teams.
Read it through today.
You did? Yeah, kind of highlighting just how much this means for VP at this point. So do be sure to check that out. Next up, we have an equally as exciting game. It's going to be intriguing to see what Hellraisers and VP get up to. I mean, we just said that that could have been the last shot. If it wasn't, this is. Now going up against Hellraisers.
And they're on Overpass as well, so it's a tricky one. A lot of matches been played on Overpass by Virtus.Pro this year so far. Hellraisers as well have had some success on there. It is a map that Virtus.Pro have also lost quite considerably on, so it's a bit of a 50-50 map for them, no doubt about it. Although I think it's their most played map in 2015.
I was going to say, I think I've seen a whole lot of VP Overpass, maybe not just too much successful Overpass. This is going to be an interesting one, guys, so do stay tuned. Will the Hellraisers higgledy-pickledy roster managed to find a win up against VP? We'll find out after this. Yeah,
3-8. Who the hell would have thought that coming into the Pro League? Virtus.Pro, the team that qualified kind of with ease, really, last year. I think they were 16-5, 17-5, something like that. 16-6, maybe. I'm not too sure on the exact score. I'll have to look back at the season stats. But yeah, they qualified no problem last time around. But this year it may not be the case, which actually could give a little ray of hope to, say, the likes of Titan and Na'Vi, who are going to be playing later on tonight. But right now, Virtus.Pro, all they can focus on is getting every wins. But the problem is, in front of them is Hellraisers. And they're focused on a fight of their own. Can they stay out of them relegation spots? At the moment, they haven't played too many games within the Pro League. So, you know, there's a long way to go for these guys. But obviously, as you mentioned earlier, they brought in the likes of Oscar and co. There's been a lot of changes in this team.
There really has. And I think that's my main kind of question now is surrounding how well these guys can perform. Of course, the two new names you may not recognize as much is going to be Sticko and Oscar. Sticko, a player that a lot of that region have kind of recognized as a real force to be reckoned with. There was a couple of rumors circulating that Na'Vi had their eyes set on him as well. Right now we are going to be seeing what is a 4 versus 3. VP are trying their best to try and make an impact onto the side, but it doesn't look like it's going to be greeted too kindly by Hellraisers. It's going to be Angel and Kucha. Oscar finds one as well. He found 2 that round, as did Angel. And Hellraisers are going to pick up a rather quick pistol round as well. Virtus.Pro kind of put all of their eggs in towards that A basket, and it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, LMBT in there as well. So 3 new players within the team since obviously we saw them last time around, or it's been like you say, an ongoing rotation from Hellraisers since Dozier's departure. A lot of things have been changing within this Hellraisers matchup, but great little pistol opener for them. Virtus.Pro, of course, on the attack with the bomb in hand. Now Neo did have the scout, and then just got picked apart by Oscar.
That was nice. I mean, he was expecting some sort of presence into connector, but peeking so deep so early, that's going to really get on the nerves, I think, of Neo, as he's the one that would once again invested into that scout. He did exactly the same in their previous game up against TSM, and now it's going to be Oscar looking for a second. This is very nice. Just find Snacks. He's clearing out. Process of elimination, really, through connector. Such a focal point as well for Overpass. Sometimes it can be understated just how powerful this location is. In the meantime, Kucha does take down Passion. Now all on to Bialy. They know exactly where he's coming from. He's being hunted down. He is going to make an impact, though, as he cuts Hellraisers down to 3. And now, he's actually almost in a 1v1. This could work out quite well for him. Oh, if he'd have found it, he'd have cut them down to 2. They kind of gave him a little too much breathing room there in my books.
I think I may have actually wet my pants if he'd have got that flick originally on the pillar there. It was just like span straight around 360 and pulled off a shot, but it didn't quite work out for them. So Virtus.Pro did invest in that round, so they're going to have to go flat broke in this one, it looks like. Hellraisers, good start. Good start to pistol. Virtus.Pro, 3 pistols down so far tonight already. Flat broke, Lee. I think you'll find he invested in a P250. Oh, God! Oh, the Reddit be onto me on that one, no doubt about it. They've actually put a whole $250 into this one. That's like they could buy themselves a console, maybe a graphics card with that money. Either way. I don't know if you can get a graphics card for $350 these days. Really? They're pretty expensive things nowadays if you want a top end, but well, Virtus.Pro are again destroyed, as you would expect. They're going to find... No, I thought they were about to get the 1 there, but Oscar not quite going down. LMBT does, though. Not really a name that just rolls off the tongue, is it, LMBT? LMBT. Limiter. I mean, if we're going to use... what's the German letters for? Because Dosia was playing again. This was what was really weird to me, is Hellraisers, they said goodbye to Dosia. I don't really know who their team is these days. So I know Oscar, I know Sticko, or Styko. I'm probably going to be butchering that, but I've only ever kind of seen his name in passing and seen it written down in kind of these games, but LMBT, I could assume it was Dosia. Dosia was playing with them not too long ago. Let me just have a look if he's got the... I like the fact that Oscar got sort of semi-recognized by the fact that he was playing those Face It Pro League matches, and it was just that's where he came from. He was doing really well in them. It was actually during the major when everybody was like playing like crazy. But it is Hellraisers decimating Virtus.Pro. They do get 1 and 2 on the board for Snacks, but he paid a little bit of a heavy price here. Now Bialy alongside him, we're going to have to go big here. This was the rifle round for them. I say was because they've already been knocked down to 2 players. Kucha's going to be the man that runs around to long, and he might well find Snacks as he creeps on forward. Okay. My eyes are locked on Kucha here because he has the key to the round for Hellraisers. This will be their 4th. This is actually a real crucial round in order to try and start and hit the ground running, and he gets 1. It was the low health player Snacks, so not the best bang for his buck, and now it comes down to Bialy and Angel, and I'm going to have to keep calling it LMBT for now. They have to be clever about this. They're actually holding the middle ground, and Bialy's already passed them by. And there we go. He actually threw the nade into sight, which gave Angel a massive warning sign that, hey, he's coming around this corner. So it's going to be a 1-on-1 when they come around the corner. It's still totally doable by Bialy here. He's in Fairly good spot, but he's not looking this way. I think he's expecting them to make the rotate. Yeah, oh, Angel got some free shots and he didn't make them count. That nade will catch around the back of him, knocks him down to 27. 27-22, but LMBT is going to join him as he sticks in the smoke. Gets a little dream around the side, LMBT. He's going to throw himself. He gets himself the hit. Can he get the second? No, Angel will catch on towards him, and Hellraisers will pick up the round, but that got a lot closer than it should have.
Yeah, VP managed to claw something real kind of magical out of the bag, really. Didn't quite manage to close it, but that is going to be big for Hellraisers. 4 for 0 now. VP again are going to be kicked back down to the dusk by the wayside. And, you know, we were just talking about Oscar. We didn't quite get to finish our discussion. But right now, he's sitting on 9 frags straight at the top of the scoreboard for Hellraisers. And, I mean, what does the FPL let you practice? A whole lot of fragging. It is quite literally fragging against the best, and now he's doing it in a team environment.
With the best against the best, yeah. It worked well for them. And I think it was JW I saw that was tweeting out. It's like, would this player have got this chance without this? It's really actually helping out the pro scene. Certainly the teams that are not at the top, but are trying to get there. Basically, it's tier 2, tier 3 teams. So giving them a big chance here. So what are Virtus.Pro going to do here? Once again, down to pistols. Got to try and make something count. Oscar playing it very cautiously there, or riskily, I should say. That's the word I was actually after, with the AWP, but totally the opposite.
Throwing caution to the wind, perhaps.
Oh, well, there you go, there you go. Thank you. Helping me. If only I'd have knew that at the time. But Kucha gets himself one on Pasha, and the rest of VP just walking into rifles.
Yeah, they are. They're just going to be shredded. They did invest into some smokes and flashes, though, and it doesn't look like they've kind of implemented them optimally by any stretch of the imagination. Look at this. It's just a shooting gallery for Styko. And that's going to be another one. 5-0.
Not a good start for Virtus.Pro.
I mean, they've had, what, 2 chances so far? It's been the pistol and it's been that rifle round. Neither has really worked out. I mean, you could argue there was a third opportunity with Neo on his scout, but that got taken so fast away from him, I almost forgot about it.
But this has been a quick 5-0. This isn't like a, oh, it's a slow, steady, close thing. This has been a pretty fast round so far. Maybe trying to, maybe they got dinner starting at half past, who knows. But as it stands, VP now with the weapons in hand. Neo with rifle. Let's see if he can make use of it this time. LMBT's not going to peek it down at Monster. Oh, he is. He's going to peek. If he does go a little too far.
This is going to be the first real test for LMBT and Kucha, because they are about to get completely pincered in. 5 members of VP are about to make the hit, and 3 members of Hellraisers are over at long. They've got to pull their socks up and run, because now LMBT has to go big, and Taz just laughs at him.
Kucha, the last man, stuck in pit, stuck away from it, and then VP actually, they're kind of wondering where everyone is. I think that's the problem right now. They do manage to get Kucha down. They're a little confused, a little slow. Shooting each other. That's how confused Virtus.Pro are, because they're wondering where the hell is everyone. Neo doesn't manage to get down on Angel. He gets taken out instead. Snacks quick response though. And now 2 members of Hellraisers trying to clear them out. Snacks gets himself up into Toxic. Stiko backing away. Oscar's going to challenge on Piali, but Piali will find him. And now Styko, last man standing. Total confusion from Virtus.Pro in that round. Totally expecting more people in there.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, the kind of evidence of that was in the shots.
I think it was Taz that was getting shot in pit, wasn't
Snacks,
it?
Yeah, Snacks was just laying into Taz, brought him down to 22.
What are you doing, bro?
Unfortunately, they do pick up the round and get away. That's the most important thing, getting away from that bomb radius, maintaining the rifles, and starting to build some economy for themselves. That's the first round we've seen then for the Polish side, and managed to see actually Styko just recover himself an AK.
Yeah, happy with that. Of course, Hellraisers haven't got the economy to just get straight back into this one, so Oscar's going to pick himself up the AWP when he hand that across.
Double
AWP. Okay, LMBT's going to take that one over to B site. We'll keep our eye and see if it works out. Neo, again, didn't really land the shot. He was the man with the AWP, and it was LMBT that challenged him out and quickly caught him down. I tell you, it was Kucha.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an intriguing one. AWP's very, very powerful, both on the A and B site. Go for the early mid control, making sure that they can't threaten towards Fountain and Party early, even towards Long, and then sending one towards Monster as well. That's what they've done, and now Taz has just taken Angel out of the running straight off the bat, taking Connector for himself, and that's really an integral part of an attacking side. Nice angle held by Kucha. Is going to take a lot of damage for that peak, and now he's backing away to safety, while the bomb from VP is going to start making some leeway, especially considering Snacks has found Oscar.
That was a real risky peak, and then Oscar went straight back and double looked at it, and they were just lining up for it. So Virtus.Pro got themselves almost 2 kills for free there. And are they going to rotate? Looks like they are going to switch things up and go in towards the A site. Kucha was the sole man with LMBT up in Sniper covering off. LMBT's got plenty of time to rotate. Styko, the last man up in A site at the moment. It's got 4 members of Virtus.Pro heading towards him. There's the warning sign, I think. Was it enough of a fake? Actually, looks like Hellraiser is going to back away from it. They've either misread this horribly or backed out of the action, because they're all on B.
Yeah, this is it's either the world's smartest early round save,
or yeah, what
or
the
something
hell?
could be going horribly wrong. They are completely anticipating some sort of presence on towards VP. I think they're starting, piecing it together, and it is just going to be a case of, okay, we've lost the side.
It's
let's
the
just
world's
keep it.
earliest save.
That was very, very quick decision made by Hellraisers, and now they're kind of realizing that with the bomb going down, I mean, 10 seconds left, they're nowhere to be seen on B. They realize VP have completely seized control of A, and instead of, throwing those 3 remaining corpses on and just adding more to the pile, a higher investment into the round, they're just going to go ahead and let the second round go the way of VP. Look, I don't think a single point of health was lost from VP in that round. Precise pickup of second.
Yeah, that was Taz, honestly. Taz going straight down in connector and landing the shots, and then Snacks came down to back him up. Worked out well for them. They've got themselves stacked out towards the T-spawn. Virtus.Pro cautiously approaching it. They haven't got the greatest of economies just yet, so this is going to help them, though. Not losing a single man, getting the bomb plant down. Very pristine round for Virtus.Pro overall. 5-2.
Pristine. That's a lovely note. That's a lovely word. I'm going to add that one.
Get it on the collection.
Internal list. Yeah, pristine round. It most definitely was, and it's a perfect word to summarize just how they Virtus.Pro members have executed their last 2 rounds. Actually, no, tell a lie. The round prior was a complete shambles. They still picked it up, but they were shooting each other. Yeah. They were shooting each other and really weren't quite on the ball. Fortunately, Hellraisers were nowhere near the ball. And now it does look like, oh, this is aggressive play from the CTs. They're going for early intel. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to find anything, though, because it's going to be actually Snacks and Taz doing the same play through connector once again. And again, VP get control early without anything from Hellraisers to respond.
And nade tapping onto Taz there, so they saw him come through. I think it was Kucha that managed to get the nade onto him. LMBT's going up close and personal there. They're going to push through the smoke. This could be great. He's actually just going to creep on through. He's gone around the back of them. Oh, but he's just sprayed and hit nothing. That was not pretty to watch, LMBT. Really didn't work out well. Angel now going to try and do the same thing, but he's going to get spotted by Snacks over the top of the smoke. And that was a bomb plant now coming in. But Styko's going to be the one that challenges. He's coming straight through Monster, straight in towards them around the side. Oscar also just trying to push on through. Oscar, last man now with an AWP. Oh, the flick not quite working, and Bialy just picking himself up 4 kills there. What the hell, LMBT? He was in such a great position to make it crucial and then just like fluffed it.
Yeah, but that's one of those things that makes good players great, is when you do not fluff the situations like that. Because I know, and I'm sure a lot of viewers at home know, if you're in that situation, you're sitting there like, oh my god, I'm right behind them. Wait, they don't know I'm here? And you just get this kind of pump of adrenaline. If you can't stave it off, you do just end up fluffing your lines. And
just hold the mouse button down, spray wildly, swing around the screen.
You see it happen at all levels of CS.
I do it every time I play.
And we've just seen a prime example of that one from LMBT. Styko as well was kind of trying to go 1v3 at that point, because Oscar was just trying to land wallbangs with the AWP. We're not too sure whether there was a lack of communication there. But anyway, that round aside, we're back into this one, and an intriguing buy for Hellraisers. We're rocking the AWP, we're rocking the M4, and then a couple of armored Kevlar Deagles are going to be bringing into the fray as well. Up against a very packed to the nines Virtus.Pro. They are going to be trying to lock someone out, and Pasha is the one to be turning the key. Bialy gets a second as well, as now Hellraisers, they've just lost their 2 weapons.
Oh, Styko's down long as well. Pasha's about to push around on towards him. We'll see if we can get a glimpse, or not. Just see Pasha kill him in the kill feed. I'm down with either, honestly. But 5 members of Virtus.Pro as they push around. LMBT over on B site all alone. Kucha might find Pasha. Pasha's in party right now, and Kucha's pushing through the tunnels, the toilets just behind him. Restrooms, toilets, WC, whatever you want to call it.
Restrooms is very American, but that is what I call it as well, I have to be honest.
This is a German map, so it should be the German name.
Toiletten! No, not going to happen. Taz does get the front to LMBT, and now Kucha is hanging out at the towards long, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised if Pasha goes hunting if there is any indication given by Kucha. I don't think he's made too much noise now, and he could very well turn this one around and grab himself an AK.
Pasha's not looking, though.
But no, it's Kucha! Oh! Pasha brings the party to
easy
Kucha.
Kill for him. That's an easy 3K for him there. Very nicely done. Well, we were talking about Hellraiser's great start. Virtus.Pro have definitely made them suffer in these last 4 rounds. It's been pretty convincing back and forth.
It's exactly the same as how Mirage played out for VP. You know, they lost those first, I think it was 4 against TSM, and then they turned it back on its head and found themselves 4th on themselves. Could very well be happening again. Look at this, going up against the Deagles. this time in the hands of Hellraisers. Virtus.Pro again going to be bringing all of their gear into this one. It's going to be Styko going for an early peek and ult. He finds nothing, but that is not the info he was looking for, unless he does catch a glimpse on towards this exit around Playground. That's beautiful. Just the tag, though, as Pasha is going to be battered and not down. NBT and Angel are left to try and keep this site safe. Oscar?
Oscar believes. He's got a hope and a dream with this USP.
They're not looking.
Peek around, Neo. They think they looked. Do they think they looked?
Process of elimination, man.
Pasha's there, though. Pasha's been at the right place at the right time a couple of times with these little sneaky plays. Of course, the man that normally does it himself. Angel and LMBT, they've rotated over towards A site, so they're going to try and hold them off with the Deagles, but it doesn't look like it's to be. And LMBT, the last man standing. 5 members of Virtus.Pro all storming in his direction. And it's Pasha that gets himself a second 3K running.
There we go then. So we find ourselves at a level standing once more. And VP, they've just got bank for days now. The lowest standing member sitting on about 9,200 post-buy. That, my friends, is the AWP. That is scary. And Hellraisers in a much more dire circumstance. This is a big round then for Hellraisers. Where they choose to structure their defense could very well determine how well their CT hold continues in. And now, looks like VP are going to do the same thing again. A repeat this time as they head to try and stack out towards Playground, get some early long presence.
Yeah, Bialy once again the sole man over on B site, just spraying away, trying to sell the fake, trying to sell the distracting. Styko and Oscar pushed up quite aggressively. Oscar got himself 9 kills in those opening 5 rounds, but he's only got 1 since. Styko, the close man, could try and make them count. A lot of wall banging going on. Pasha was tagged pretty low. He's the man with the bomb. It's making his way around. Now Styko's making moves. Styko's making moves over on A long. He's going to get around the back of Neo here. It's going to be an easy take for him. And now Pasha lined up as well. Oh. Pasha, how the hell? Spins around with 2 health remaining. Just one more shot would have done it. Now I think they're going to switch up. I think they're going to go towards B side. Where's Taz going? He's sitting in connector. Bialy's going to try and make the creep through. And he might find LMBT here. He does. That's a quick spray on the head. Oh, just a little glimpse of Angel in pit as well.
Yeah, so this is really looking a little dire for the CTs. They're putty in VP's hands at this point. They are going to start getting hunted down, though. Angel finds Bialy. Taz just shuts down 2 of them. Very, very nice from him, and now it's all on to Oscar. He has rotated. He has got the orb. We're looking to finish what he started so long ago. He finally does find Pasha. He put a bullet into him at the start of this round, and now towards the end, he finishes it. Has picked up 2. This would be his 3rd then, as it would be for Taz. Both of these players now locked into a 1v. What? Oscar flicks around with a P250, a whole 180 degrees, and is going to be picking up the defuse as well. No kit needed as Hellraisers find their 6th.
I don't know what I'm more surprised by, that Oscar got the shot or Taz missed it. He was side on. And he just spun around. Look at Taz, look. Wow.
Wow.
How did he lose that duel? He's going to be, yeah, absolutely. Just not happy with that play, but 6-5 Hellraisers, just as the game was drawn tied. Hellraisers get themselves right back in there, and it is the man Oscar. As soon as I call him out, he goes and gets 3 kills. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, I do like to see a fast peak as well. I'm a big sucker for early AWP impact, and looks like nothing can be found.
Oscar, Styko, they've gone right
Oscar
up.
has gone straight up. Look at Styko, he's even one step further. He did this before. He's going to do it again, getting pressured this time from 2 different angles. It's Pasha, who's about to completely demand respect towards middle, as that's 2 huge players gone. Styko and Oscar now forced to watch the remaining 3 try and piece around together. And you know what they're going to do? They're just going to build off that. Bialy this time finds a frag. That was Angel, who was lingering over towards the B site, but the bomb and VP are about to hit A.
LMBT's in a good spot here. He's just holding it in. There's 3 people coming around the corner. Oh, he showed himself a little too early, though. Flashed his hand. Does manage to get a spray on towards Taz, but he will close him out. Now Kucha, the last man standing, trying to move around to site, but 4 members of VP on there. Bialy watching the back door at connector. And Kucha's just going to try and squeak his way up there. Honestly, I don't know whether it's just better to save the rifle by now.
I think he knows that as well, but he also knows he wants to try and take something away from VP, because their economy is insane right now. They're really, you need to force them to make investments, and it looks like he's going to do just that. Snacks is going to be buying a new rifle into the next round, and looking to try and build off that as well. Kucha happy to rock a pistol if he can take anything away from VP, but no. Bialy is happy to close.
Tapping into Sniper there as well. Nicely done. Well, he wasn't even in it. It was like deep in it. Just getting the angle. 6-6. Virtus.Pro get themselves right back on the board again. And Hellraisers flat broke, sadly, because they just won the 1. And it just kills them, kills their economy.
Yeah, so, you know, I think I need to forget about Fnatic playing Overpass, because they're the one team that makes me think, oh, you know, 6 on T-side isn't enough. And then I watch normal Overpass games and I'm like, oh, wow, you know, they've done fantastically on T-side. So let's just forget about Fnatic, and so far they've had a fantastic offense at this
is one of the maps for me, every time I cast it, it's probably the most even, the most
What, like the closest gap?
Always usually getting an 8-7 at some point. But that was a great little take, by the way. We're missing some pretty important stuff here. Oh, Kucha. And suddenly this is a rifle round to a pistol round. And the pistol round is coming out on top. Oscar's managed to recover the AWP from Neo. Styko's got himself an AK. Now Virtus.Pro in a real tricky position. Piali has to go big here. Styko coming around the side. Taz running with the bomb in hand. He's not going to see him. He's not even locked. This is so easy for Styko. And now, bomb planting model or not, he didn't have any problems there. Bialy in a 2-on-1 just around the side. He's going to get outplayed. And that was an eco round from Hellraisers where they've come out on top. Shouldn't be happening for Virtus.Pro. They took their eye off the ball there.
Yeah, and I think they were gone into a little bit of a false sense of security. They had a good read on Hellraiser's economy. They knew they were going up against a suboptimal buy, and yet they managed to fall foul to it. Very nice from Hellraisers. That's really going to be giving them a kick up the backside now coming into our final 2 rounds to see if they can get the little bit of a lead they need on the CT side. You said it's close. I don't think Hellraisers want it this close, as VP are chomping at the bit to pull ahead.
Well, looks like a B hit this time around will be the play for Virtus.Pro as they stack up in tunnels, storm the way through. LMBT's got himself up close again, that monster. Going to make sure he doesn't fluff his lines this time around. Double stack coming out of Kucha. Oh! I know, use one of your lines, mate.
No, I'm just looking at this. This is glorious from Kucha. The boost on the box isn't going to net them the kill they needed. They knew there was a whole lot of T's towards water, but nothing going to be coming just yet. Instead, this double AWP is going to go offensive. Look at Oscar creeping and crawling down the stairs. There is a player that could very well walk into his crosshair. It's going to be Snacks. Now sleeping with the fishes, quite literally, over in towards water, and now 4 players from VP left. Make it. No, they find 2. That's huge. Big flurry of frags for them. It doesn't look like they've finished just yet. Oscar and LMBT are the ones to chime back from Hellraisers. And now on to Taz. 64 points of health, 3 members to find, and Hellraisers have managed to cut VP down to size in just 2 rounds.
Really well read by Hellraisers the whole round. They pushed out on A side, got the information they needed, and then just collapsed on them. And Virtus.Pro have just kind of been pinned in there the whole round. They've not been able to get in through those tunnels. Taz is going to have to go huge here in his 3-on-1. Nobody's really looking his direction yet, though, and he has got the bomb. He can actually plant on B right now. Angel is tucked in around the corner, so we've got time. Taz is stalking, look. Stalking around the back of LMBT. He's not going to give up. Not going to chase too hard, though, because there's 10 seconds. Just going to go for the pillar plant. It's going to work. Oh, he gave up on the plan. Oh, man. Taz, you could have stuck that plan. At least got the plan down, but... Yeah, I mean, money's not exactly a problem for them. They can afford to buy. They've got a couple of people on 13k, so they can gift off those guns to Neo, but... Still, again, we're looking at potentially an 8-7 or a 9-6.
I mean, I guess his decision-making was... He's better off taking a couple of weapons away from Hellraisers than he is...
Look at Oscar on that board. He's playing brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, he picked up, what was it, like 9 in the first 3, and he's just built from there. Now residing on 17 frags. As, again, we see the battle for connector control, or no battle at all. Angel just throws in a flash and backs the hell up. He's not interested in letting Taz and Snacks find early frags. Instead, it's going to be Neo who draws first blood. Styko is now eliminated on the map, and now just 4 CTs forced to rotate fast towards B because they are not waiting for anyone. It's just going to come down to LMBT. He messed this up once. Is he going to make the same mistake again?
Yeah, they don't want to make the same mistake Virtus.Pro here. They got caught, slowed down, drawn out, but LMBT pushes through. He gets just 1 through the smoke, but Angel will get a second, and now it's a 2-on-3. But it's Angel and Oscar in a very tricky position on this retake. That molly's going to force Angel out of the picture, and Snacks just bullies down Oscar as he tries to peek the other side. And now with the highest fragger in the game down, Hellraisers are in a tricky position. 8-7 beckons here as Angel has it all to do.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be most definitely going the way of VP unless something quite magical happens, but no, not today. Angel hasn't quite got his top hat on, and it is going to be 7-8 on the half. I would say Hellraiser is going to be happy with that.
What is the top hat at?
Because I said it has to be magic.
Oh.
And I was just, maybe I
Jeez, these puns are deep, man. I'm not going to go up my game. I've been spending too much time with Quickshot and Freak, and their puns are not quite so subtle, not quite so subtle as that. No.
That was a subtle one.
That was nice. I liked it.
Oh, you like it? Okay, phew. I thought I might have gone too far. Either way, is going to be an intriguing one to see how VP approach CT, because their T side felt very much, there was like 2 set plays we saw there. It was literally Snax and Taz, the connector show. They come down, they get given control by the end of it. Hellraisers were just throwing in a flash and hoping that, you know, they didn't push through.
Yeah.
Taz was like, okay, that means I get immediate push through connector on towards B, and then started losing. They started losing B a lot more often. How do they play it now? Over on the T side, Hellraisers is going to have to do something quite special. The pistol will be their first challenge, and let's see how they choose to structure it.
My favourite player to watch on here is Nico in the tunnels. It always,
yeah.
He does the same thing every round, yet it works.
And that's the most
just
frustrating
comes out
thing.
With the perfect angle, catches the guy just peeking over. Even with a deagle, it's like, bam, one shot, head gone. Thank you very much. Yeah, and like you say, most frustrating. Does the same thing every time. You know what he's going to do. Yeah, he still beats you out doing it. You think this is not fair.
And imagine that against, you know, against a whole team. You know what they're going to do. Talk about that in a second, because here comes Hellraisers. They're charging in towards the B side, but Neo is going to be finding the first one very early on. And a second this time, it's Taz who does pick that one up, and finally Kucha does have a rebuttal, but is it too little, too late? No, the bomb's down, and now they just have 2 to work with, trying to keep the explosives safe, and the bodies just keep on dropping. Now just Kucha, as he is going to get hunted down. Oh, good God, he nearly took Taz, but that's not enough, and we are going to be seeing VP pick it up, and in truly telling fashion, with 4 players still standing.
VP finally went out of pistol. It took them 4 goes, but they've managed to get there eventually. Now, of course, that does put the game on an even keel at 8-8. Question is, what will they do with this? Big investment straight for those M4s.
Is that all M4s? I think they're going to be... I would expect an SMG. Give me an SMG.
Wants to say, okay, he's going to get a scout, of course. Why not? That's what he's done every single round so far.
And so VP are going to be rocking it, and it sounds like someone's unplugged their mouse. Doom doom.
Doom doom.
Doom doom.
Yeah, I don't think it was Pasha. It would be actually us. Yeah.
It literally...
it was like perfectly timed.
Perfectly timed with Pasha.
Graham trolling us brilliantly.
That was great. Now, though, a completely unarmored Hellraisers going up against rifles. This sometimes can go horribly wrong, but fortunately Pasha is going to stabilize. Oh, Hellraisers are not rocking any boats today, as that's going to be 3 very quick frags for Snax, as they do just get toppled over, and no hell shall be raised in that round.
How to pad your stats out. 4 for Snax in that round. That's exactly what he'd like. And more importantly for Virtus.Pro, not a thing lost. That's just perfect, especially when they made such a big investment on them M4s.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, sometimes, maybe not so much on overpass where you can just kind of keep the T side at arm's length, but you see these M4 investments, and as soon as you lose 1-2 players, not only have you lost a lot of money, you've lost big weapons coming into the rest of that round. Fortunately, VP not going to be making that mistake, and we are going to be going into a next round, then 3rd of our second half. It does look like Hellraisers are trying something a bit different.
Have they sold a fake quite heavily on them here? No, Snax and Pasha are going to go back in. They were kind of almost all heading to B site for one moment on the mini-map I was watching, but they are going to stick around on A site. It is long where the bomb's currently sitting. That's with Kucha. As Hellraisers try to draw some focus towards this A site.
Okay, looks like VP have got a much better read than we saw from Hellraisers. Look at this, before the XQ even comes out, they now have 3 players, nearly 4, ready and waiting on the A side. Let's see if Hellraisers can challenge out, then here they come. The flashes and smokes have been released from both T and CT, and hang on a second, Oscar has caused me to stutter my words, as that's a fantastic pickup. Pasha puts them back in their place though, 4v4.
4v4, grenade just rattling through, still yet to get the bomb plant down, a whole wall of smoke down there. There's the plant finally coming in, Kucha getting tagged up, but he does manage to stick it and gets the site control.
Oscar.
Oh no, Oscar. He's definitely the superstar of this team today. Kucha with a good spray on towards Neo and leaves Bialo, the single man standing, gets himself one on Oscar, gets a little glimpse on towards LMT. It doesn't matter, LMT will take him down. I missed the B out.
It's a tough one. No, he didn't. And that's going to be 9-9. Very, like, that. This is something that I'm going to have to keep my eyes on, is Oscar, because I feel like we're not giving him the praise he so deserves.
20 kills. He's at the 20 bomb already.
Yeah, 20 bomb already. So is Bialy. Like, on the other side of things, it's not so outstanding. And Neo's sitting on just 4 for VP. But 20 frags. Beneath him is Kucha with just 11.
11, yeah. That's a big drop.
It's a big drop. And, I mean, he's definitely got the fragging capacity. Now Hellraisers just need to do a little more on that T side.
Snax trying the 1D, does catch a little slice of Sniko, but it doesn't take him down. Angel collects the bomb, and they're all going to be moving off towards A side. Pasha's trying to hold off at long. Everybody else from Virtus.Pro. Neo pushing up really aggressively, actually. He's almost round towards T spawn, so he's going to continue pushing round, and that's given good information. Snax has now got himself into connector as the rest of Hellraisers comes around. He finds himself one. Angel's going to try and push on through, but Pasha's going to get tagged off from range. Kucha, beautiful shot from him. Biali's going to go for a peek. Oh, he manages to nail the Oscar down, but Angel quickly reacts.
Yeah, now 3 under-armored, under-geared CTs are going to desperately try and find some way to retake this site. I highly doubt it. I think LMBT is just going to be the lamb to the slaughter now for Hellraisers, or not, as he finds Taz. He's expecting that second push, and oh, so close to timing it beautifully. It should be Neo going down. It took a while, but he got there in the end, and so no rifles for VP to save. That was their opportunity there, as it could have potentially been just a lamb with an AK, and oh, nice angle from Snax. He's going to reveal his location though, and Hellraisers find another. This is a much better start from Hellraisers than we saw previously. They lost the first 5 at the start of this one. Excuse me, no, they picked up the first 5, and now we've just seen them straight away bite back after the first initial 2 from VP. This could bode well for them here on the T side.
Yeah, the third round win won well for them.
Blah, 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 blah.
This horrible English right there.
Dr. Zeus.
Double
Dr. Zeus.
Neo and Snax. Okay. This is a big investment for the Virtus.Pro. Everything's gone for this one. Oscar, meanwhile, got himself an AWP, but he's holding it in connector. Snax is the one up close again, just as he was in the previous round. He only had a deagle last time around. A lot of shots going his way, but he does back away. Very aggressive stuff with an AWP to go in that topper party.
Yeah, it's always good to see them. It's going to basically be either an AWP v AWP situation, or you're going to catch someone on the cross with a rifle. Not going to be the case this one, and so far there has just been a little bit of a bullet exchange. Snax is the one currently lowest on 60 points of health. The bomb on the way towards long. That's great from Neo. Takes down Oscar. That's going to be the main fragger now down from Hellraisers. And where do you build from here when one of your main building blocks, nay, your cement, has been taken away? Now 50 seconds and Hellraisers have been locked out by Pasha and co.
Pasha just holding. He's going to be careful because, well, they were looking to make a stack actually just above that smoke. Get a peek, but Pasha's lurking in the smoke still.
Oh, they've rotated. This is nice.
It's a full rotate to B. Taz and Bialy are waiting for them though. And Pasha read that. He saw them. He saw them coming around. So Pasha's going to push around the back, and he's giving the information more importantly to the defenders. They are coming your way.
Yeah, that's going to be easy for Taz and Bialy then. It seems like B has been completely dealt with. There's now just Kucha and Angel. They do manage to make an impact, but not enough as Pasha collects his double at the end of that one. Made the necessary call and finds the frags to back that up. That's Virtus.Pro behind the equaliser.
You know, we were talking about LMBT earlier on, how he comes through the smoke. Pasha, literally the guy you've seen do it many times in many highlight reels, does it once again. But it was all about the sitting. He was sitting at restrooms, saw them all back away. As soon as the smoke cleared, he went, there is nobody here. They are all coming your way, and just basically shadowed them all the way through connector and made it easy for Virtus.Pro in the end. 10-10. Oh, look at this. Taking out all those windows. Yeah, angry Pasha.
I don't think there's any boost coming out of it either. It doesn't mean too much. Maybe just going to be a bit of a mind game at this point. Yeah. As he is going to be actually sitting in that very spot. Just waiting for his friends to join him. So we are going to be seeing then Angel onto Taz. Bialy responds, so that's going to be one of the rifles now down from Hellraisers. They still have 2 deagles on this side, and that's completely unretrievable rifle as well. And they're coming into Pasha's domain. He can hear them. He's ready and waiting. Surely Oscar's going to check that corner. He does have a deagle. 1 shot to the head is all it's going to take, and now he's going to be distracted and more. Snax collects 2. Now Pasha chimes in with one of his own, and Hellraisers are going to be seeing that 11 on the scoreboard for their opponent very, very soon, unless Kucha has got something for us.
Yeah, he saw Pasha just there. He's going to be ready and waiting for this one. The bomb was dropped there, though, so Snax was already holding the angle. There's the little shot flickering off the side as he tried to take a peek. Bialy trying to challenge him out. Now collects the bomb, but he shows his backside, but doesn't get caught. He's going to even challenge it again. Little overconfident there, but Neo came through connector and got behind.
I mean, that was his best bet, is trying to cut it down to 2 as fast as possible. He knew where that player was, and not quite going to be able to find the frag. It was a nice attempt, not going to be enough. As Virtus.Pro now putting 11 on the board, and it is now back to P250s. It's going to be a double eco at this rate. Hang on, where are Hellraisers sitting? They have just lost 2, so they should be in a relatively good stead. 2 flashes and a couple of P250s.
And that is it.
And that's absolutely all.
That is a lot. They're going to be... Well, it's a Glock train. They're coming straight through. Straight to Taz's area, though. He's going to get himself 1, 2, 3, and not quite the 4th. Couldn't get the reload quick enough. Get a beautiful little freeze frame as he spazzes out on the floor there. Kucha, last man standing. Snax going to peek around. Oh, no, it's going to be Neo from behind. And that's exactly the round the Virtus.Pro would have wanted. A little comfort round.
Yeah, those comfortable rounds that need to be comfortable in order to keep your team kind of morale high. They do manage to acquire excuse me, that one relatively comfortably. You can just see that they just walk straight on in as he's just quite nicely manipulating his spray down. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but enough to shred through 3 Hellraisers right off the bat. Quick smoke towards short there from Neo as he's going to be diving now into the depths to try and get a quick hold and quick lock in towards this site. I'm not too sure where they're going though, because the bomb is actually looking to go straight down through Fountain. Snax is going to be the one to receive them. No! That's the orb now down. Styko finally finds an entry, this time in favor of Hellraisers, and that's exactly what they need.
Snax has been trying to do that position a couple of times and still yet to go too successful. Taz gets one. Oh, little peek back in towards Connector there. LMBT was lurking in the smoke. It's going to clear. It's going to get himself an easy shot on Taz. If that door pops open, is one of them just going to go left click and just to test the waters, just to see if there's anything there? That door can dismantle. Kuja's with the bomb over at long. He's creeping his way around, and actually Neo's the defender at the back. Taz just trying to get a little look at anything, any glimpse. Now that jump,
he must have.
And MBT would have heard it. He's going to go for the door. Such a delicate little play. He's just going to run away for it. Oh, Styko's just run straight past Pasha. And Neo actually was the one that got the kill. Pasha gets a quick peek, gets a glimpse onto Kucha, but it's a little too late. And Kucha comes out on top in the duel. 2 for 2 as they take on site.
This is going to be a big one for Oscar. 2 to 5, but the bomb is down. He has some leeway. He has a way to... An awful fake flash. He's so zoomed in, he can see that it's a pistol. This time it's going to be a decoy. He does find the frag, and now Oscar has a hope, a prayer. 34 points of health, but he's got a good angle. And Piali trying to eliminate that. No hope with the molly. And that's going to be 2 for Oscar. And a crucial round for Hellraisers as they manage to keep that gap close.
That was very early to be looking to go for the bomb. There was a long time in that. He'd got a defuse kit in hand. And you would have felt that Taz would have said, I lit him up.
I loved that because Oscar was zoomed in, like he was literally trained on that location, he was like, that's a pistol. That's a decoy.
That's a decoy. Yeah, you can see them just hopping past. You know, it works a lot of the time, but this time Oscar not being sold the fake this time as well. But Oscar doing great for them so far. 22 kills for him, 23 for Bialy. They are at the top of the charts, but right now, VP have stacked out 3 members at this B site. Neo's the one that's trying to get himself an early look, and Oscar's actually just around there, so it's AWP for AWP as they try and trade angles. Oh, it's going to be Oscar surely, but comes out on top, but Neo just peeks first.
Yeah, he's got his Matrix AWP as well. Very nice, living up to his name.
Dodging them bullets.
Hellraisers are now going to be falling to 3. Snax the man responsible for the frag as Kucha does bite the dust. Hellraisers, it feels like unless they find that opening frag, they just start to crumble one by one. Angel has been falling foul to the same kind of, like, sector of the map every single time, doesn't matter how he approaches it. And now, Neo is going to be looking for his third. Doesn't look like it's going to be given to him too easily as LMBT hasn't recovered Oscar's AWP, but Styko in the meantime does go down, and now all on to LMBT. Does find one onto Neo, so no third for him. And oh, it could have been nice, but Pasha just lucky to be alive at this point. Bialy, excuse me, was the one that was lucky to be alive. And now 13. Unlucky for some, but looking at the economy of Hellraisers, this could very well be a quick 14th.
Yes, indeed. And obviously looking at the previous time they tried a Glock train through the tunnels, it backfired horribly. Taz was ready and waiting. Could we see the same again? It is a double AWP, of course, from VP, because they did rescue that one. That means Pasha's going to be sat with it alongside Neo. Snax this time will, again, push up close on Party, but he's going to have an M4 in hand. And that's where Hellraisers are heading right now. Instead, he's just going to smoke them back up. He realizes they're going to be on the low economy, so doesn't want to go for any risky plays, just backing up Pasha.
This is a big one for Hellraisers. We've seen them pick up a round like this before. I think they had a little bit of extra kind of bite to their bark, but now they just have 2 pistols and some one Kevlar vest. Let's see if they can build anything up. They have managed to get through to long, and that's just kind of, that's been given to them by Hellraisers. Excuse me, VP. Pasha onto Oscar, and oh, a quick second straight through smoke. Angel down. That could have very well have been a third. Oh, not going to happen. Tagged the legs, and LMBT punishes him for the repeak. And Hellraisers have at least taken the AWP out of play. I say the AWP. Neo has one as well.
Oh, lining up. Snax peeks. Couple of little one taps going out. Taz to close it out, and just one man stands. It is LMBT. Styko goes down as well. And as we suggested, it would be a fairly easy round. So, Virtus.Pro, 2 rounds away from victory here. Hellraisers, they need to turn up the heat. They need somebody to help out Oscar. This beautiful little Pasha play.
That jump was all the intel he needed.
He got the leg as well on the final, just didn't get the kill. Unlucky.
What could have been? But this is another tough one for Hellraisers. They know they don't want to be taking this. Battling from that 15 is always a bit of a scary margin. Instead, they do bring Galils to the party. And I say the kind of Galils, they have really kind of scraped together what they could have. Oscar just with a deagle, but still no nades. They've only got a couple of smokes to work with, and they're going to be walking straight into Pasha. He's going to be making the call now as well that there's plenty more where that came from. And Long is going to be the target for the two of them.
Yeah, Snax is going to pop flash himself out. Comes around. Oh, doesn't come out on top, but more importantly, A-side has just been wiped out. Taz is left there. He's going to have one hopping up, and it's going to be Oscar. What the hell? Hellraisers just decimated Virtus.Pro on A-side. They felt comfortable, it looked comfortable, but they are all low on hit points. Bialy is the man that comes through. Lines at one. Styko almost came in towards Angle as well. I think he realized it. Now, bomb is down and in play, but they've all completely backed away. They're on a whole different range.
Yeah, this is the perfect plan for this situation now, where Bialy, who was in this position before, he threw a molly towards Oscar and did bite the dust. Now, he's up against 3, and there's just almost no hope for him because of the timer. Unless they haven't got their eyes trained on it. They are going to be going for this one. Surely they know. Surely they have the lineup. They must do.
My God.
No, don't you dare! He's holding it! 1 second! Bialy gets away with murder!
That's
he pulls
horrific.
the defuse right from under Hellraisers, and they are going to be kicking themselves.
Oh my God. When you pull back, you have to know where the bomb is, the exact position. There was 2 people lined up for that. But they were shooting it with AWPs. And it was just like, well, let's just maybe switch to anything, be nothing. Oh my.
That's
3 on 1 to just smoke and defuse. That should never happen in a pro game. But it just did.
Yeah, that's insane. And now, oh, VP, they're going to have huge smiles on their faces coming into this one. Now just 1 round away. Hellraisers had an opportunity to build some sort of comeback. And ooh, Styko actually get a little kind of a stutter there in order to peek a little more effectively. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, Angel just got caught out, by the way. He just pushed straight through tunnels on Taz. Was right behind him and didn't even check the angle. It was a 50-50. Look left, look right. He generally looked right, and he was a left. Snack's not going to come out quite there, but Kucha with a team kill onto Oscar. That's not the best you want to do when he's your highest fragger of the game. But Neo and Bialy in a 2-on-3 make that a 2-on-2 as Neo knocks one down, and a second as Styko gets dropped to the floor. And LMBT with the bomb, making the long run all the way around from T-spawn.
Okay then, LMBT. Everything to do, everything to play for. Looking to keep that 16 off the board for Virtus.Pro. Not going to happen. Bialy finds his first of the round. And the last necessary one to bring home the win. Virtus.Pro then, they may have tripped and stumbled up against TSM, but they're not going to be making that same mistake up against Hellraisers over on Overpass. We said it was all up in the air. And it does seem like Virtus.Pro, it still was a little difficult for them at times. Hellraisers had some glimmers there, but they are not going to be falling to the 9th loss. A 9th loss, that would have been, you know, nails in the coffin, sealed shut. We're not going to be seeing the Polish presence at the offline stages, and we very well still may not. It, of course, now depends on how they perform in the rest of the league and how everyone else does beneath and above them. It's intriguing.
5-0 down, it was looking a little worrisome for Virtus.Pro, no doubt about it, but they managed to come back all guns blazing. Oscar, great performance from him, though, for the Hellraisers. Certainly looking like a solid player. Obviously, a very different Hellraisers these days. We'll have to keep our eyes on that as the season progresses. They haven't actually played that many games within the league because of those so many changes they've had. I think they've only played about 7 or 8 games tops. I can tell you exactly if I were to look on my screen. I just got to wait for the alt tab. It's a little slow, Eventually, we'll get there. Oh, now I need to click on standings.
Come on, Lee, you've promised it now.
I've really built this up to a lot, haven't I?
I'm waiting.
Oh, actually, yeah, they've played 8 games, make that 9 now.
Yeah.
So they're in 3 and 6. It's
do you know what it is?
Pretty similar to Virtus.Pro's position, actually. It's not great.
This is essentially now a question of Hellraisers setting their sights on not being in the relegation. Like, they just need to kind of climb to that mid, like that really comfortable.
I don't think that's ever really a
middle of
worry
the pack
for Virtus.Pro, but they want to be middle of the pack, like you say.
Yeah, and I mean, but for Hellraisers, I mean, is that's where they just like, if they can avoid relegation matches, they're comfortable, they're cushy, they get to have another go with a roster once it's settled. So that's going to be their target. Our target now will be our 3rd game of the night. It's going to be Titan versus Na'Vi, and I think Lee has quite nicely summarized it. It's going going to be a biggie. It is over on Train. And a reminder, of course, about the Score Esports application. If you missed anything or you want to have a look, get all the lowdown on what's coming up around the world. I mean, they've got, of course, the major stats will be over there as well, so you can have your eyes locked on them as the events do keep on coming. For now, though, we're going to take a break. When we're back, we'll be bringing you more Titan versus Dignitas.
Well, everyone's showing their fancy, beautiful knives. They all have very expensive knives, don't they?
Yeah, what are you partial to if you could pick and choose, Lee?
I quite like the new ones, the little stabby stabbies.
The shadow daggers?
The shadow daggers are quite nice, but I've always liked the flick knife that's in there. I've always been a big fan of that one.
Not the falchion, then.
No, everybody loves the. Everybody used to go for the karambits and everything, but I've never been that fond of them. Okay.
Well, I mean, this is probably the most relevant discussion we've ever had in a knife round.
Well, I know, right?
I feel like it's kind of appropriate.
Yeah.
I've recently been on a bit of a case-hardened hype train.
Oh, okay.
Cake distance then. It's going to be this could be a 4K for Guardian in the knife round. It is.
It is.
You know what we said? Guardian on Train, even in the knife round, he is prominent for Navi.
Big blues.
As he does get the majority of the kills then in the knife round. They have the choice of side. Intrigued to see if they do go for CT. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. And they do. So now Titan are the ones to have to kind of make the moves early into this one, as they are now on the attack. And they're going to have to be the ones that come to Navi in this pistol. A very important pistol, especially for the T side, because now Titan have an opportunity to get a couple of early rounds on the board, and that really is the initial building blocks that you need to lay in place if you want a solid attack.
Yeah, let's see how it works out for them. Here we go, as we go live. What will the setup be? Navi stacking out around about 4 people. Zeus is going to get very busy here. He's got 3 people coming around Ivy straight towards him, and they're just rushing straight in. Titan not slowing down here.
I like that from Zeus, though. Throws a nade, backs away. Doesn't do as much damage as he would have dreamed of. Of course, he was the nade man. And oh, look at this. Edward and C's are raining down havoc now for Navi. Does manage to get away or not? No, Edward didn't stall on the ladder. He was hoping just to catch the last rail of the ladder. Fortunately, his team does all the work for him. And we are going to see Navi pick that one up. 2 for Zeus in that round, managing to hold steady with just a USP. He didn't have armor. He only kind of threw out his flash a little late as well. That could have been a different option, a different path for him to take. But Titan do not pick up the pistol. That's going to cost them dearly.
And as always with Navi, they tend to invest heavily in round 2. We have got the 3 big rifles in there as well.
On Train, you expected even more.
Yeah, definitely. So the rush from Titan not really working out, not paying off. And this time around, they're going to try and switch things up. Guardian, I think he was half-heartedly thinking of rushing out of Ivy there, but the smoke will slow things down. And it's going to be Existence that Scream that will back away. The rest of Titan setting up for a B hit, but Flamey and C's are in a great position. Edward could quickly rotate as well at Connector.
It most definitely could. And I mean, Titan, their game plan is very solid. This is something we see a lot from Navi, especially if they do not pick up the first round. Sometimes they even do it on their first round, but it is an all-in, get the bomb down, and then pray that the CT side takes some time trying to get that defuse. Here comes the smokes and the nades. It should be giving them some sort of pathway into the side to try and get the bomb down, but Flamey and C's just happily take 3. Now, RPK and Scream, and they are going to be getting the bomb down. So, mission accomplished then for the French. As now they just have to desperately try and take something away. Oh, 1 bullet onto Edward would have been enough to take an M4 out of play, but not going to be the case, and we are going to see Navi acquire the second. But the bomb's down then for Titan, and that is going to give them a little bit of extra cash in their pockets going into both the 3rd and 4th. Yeah,
and fairly clean round as well for the big investment. Going into it, so they'll be fairly happy with that. It was no armor for Edward. That was risky play going into that with an M4 and no armor. But Navi starting out well on the CT side as well, which can cause a lot of problems. If they can get a couple of rounds built and get that bank built up, it's going to cause serious issues for Titan, who, well, they've gone 10 for 10 so far on Train in 2015. Navi 10 for 11, so very even stats. No team really setting themselves apart has a tactical prowess and gun, but Flamey's about to get challenged very fast. Oh, and that nade not quite catching on him. I thought he would have done more, but I think they went the top of Brown Halls. They're coming fast into B.
Yeah, he's just going to try and line him up. He's only going to find 1 now, as the mission is again try and get that bomb down. It doesn't look Navi are going to be letting that one happen. Scream's going to be burning alive. He has most definitely. He's been cooked to a crisp.
He was trying to stick it. He was trying to stick the plant. He just burned alive.
And look at that. Navi didn't lose a single point. If Alpha seized, you ruined it for me, as he does just take 8. I'm guessing he just leapt down a little too far, but Titan, it's time for the rifles, and they did fall foul to the initial 3 from Navi.
Yeah, they didn't get the bomb. That's what they're aiming for. Scream, bless him. It's one of those times like, I can stick it, I can do it, I can do it. No, I can't quite do it.
We have graffiti here because of that very fact.
We've got images of Scream obviously staring at the flames before, so he knows exactly how long it takes. But here we go, 3 straight into brown halls again. This time Flamey's gone aggressive. Oh, beautiful flash, pretty good counter flash. Guardian though pops around the corner, takes his head off, saving Flamey's life for a brief period because RPK took him down.
Nice from Guardian, just a really positive read. His teammate needed help and seized, finding the last couple of bullets necessary onto RPK through the wall. Nice though, control from Shox. Very much preserving his ammo for the final spray. It was Zeus who gets the better of him. Finally, Scream does bite back, and this is just continuously going back and forth and not going to change at this point, as it's going to be Smiths, who is full white, does find some sort of shelter behind E-Box. For how long, though? As it looks like Guardian and Seized are both going to go on the offensive. Oh, that's 2 shots he was given, 2 chances, and neither of them netted him a kill. 2 then for Seized, 2 for Guardian, and Zeus was the one to put the cherry on top with his FAMAS, as it's going to be then 4 for Na'Vi. Their first test up against Titan on rifles, and they do so quite neat and tidily.
Yeah, and that could have... It could have actually been worse. Like if that counter flash hadn't come out on Flamey, he could have easily come around because he flashed them all up. He could have got himself a quick triple. Very quick and dirty. But Tyne back to pistols. See if they can create any damage or any danger onto Na'Vi. At the moment, they've been pretty solid, not really losing too many members throughout these rounds. So their economy is looking very, very healthy. Smith's is going to creep his way down. Flamey and Seized are looking that way. I was about to say, how did he get so far down the ramp without anyone noticing? Both people were looking his way, but nobody fired. But they do finally lock him down. RPK is going to be the man that goes into electric, and Edward will find him.
Now, what have you got for us then? Existence and Scream. Scream most definitely has been the designated bomb man in this one so far. Existence, 2 bullets and a kill, but Edward quickly going to be showing him how it's done with the M4. Now, with his birthday knife, Scream going to be, I mean, what is he going to be doing here? Delaying the inevitable at this point. I mean, in an ideal scenario, he would be keeping the Kevlar and the helmet. There are 4 members of Na'Vi still standing. As now he's going to be teaching Edward how to do ladders as well. We already seen Edward slip off them in an earlier round. And actually, Eddie, talking of Edward, speak of the devil, he did have his back turned to Pop Dog. Fortunately, he found cover and shelter behind red. And we are going to be seeing Edward then find his 3rd.
And again, just 1 man down for Na'Vi. They've done very well so far. Holding out. There's only been 1 round. They've been down to 2 people. Not once have they got to a one-on-one situation. Not even close. Na'Vi doing a real good job with their economy. And you can see what it's starting to suffer. Like Titan, they're not getting the money. Obviously, the round losses are kicking in, but they're still struggling for that cash to get the real big builds out. But now Smiths has got himself his hands on the AWP. See what difference he can make here.
It really does make a world of difference picking up an AWP hit on both T and CT side. We are going to be seeing the spray come out, but that's because Titan are just storming towards Flamey's location. They need to try and do process of elimination here. He's going to be trying to keep them at bay. And as I say that, Titan have just gone ahead and turned around. And Edward's going to be caught out here. He is in Pop Dog. He is very well about to meet a lot of Titan. I say that. They're going the long way around, and now Scream is the one that's vulnerable. As he's, oh, it's a beautiful flash. Only half going to catch Edward, and that's enough for him to just know that he should stay on that peak.
Stay on target. Stay on target. Sorry, Star Wars came out today. It's a little reference. Oh, Edward's got out in the back. Screamy does finally drop himself down there. I said Screamy. I was trying not to, but I did say it anyway.
Damn you, Screamy.
Got a little Y on there. Flamey, actually, he's got himself just up the ladder. Oh, perfect timing. RPK was just switching weapon, just about to pull that nade out and toss it. But Flamey bides his time well. So a 1-for-1 so far. Caught out in those little nade positions. Titan, they've tried to play this back and forth a few times. It's almost worked out well for them because Zeus is getting taken down. Shox is on a fast rotate. Bomb's still left by Scream. I think they're going to be going A-side with this one.
I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be Scream then again. The bomb delivery man, he's got his uniform on. He's going to be trying to do the best he can, but Seized and Guardian the ones to try and stop him. Flamey in the meantime just being kept busy. I feel a little scared that the AWP isn't anywhere near this site, but fortunately Scream's going to be doing all the work necessary. All then on to Guardian. You said they hadn't been in a 1v1. That's why, because Guardian is going to be trying to give us a demonstration of just how powerful he can be as an individual.
It's just 5 seconds.
They just have to keep the bomb away from the site. He's done perfect. He's done more than that. It is going to be a beautiful 1v3.
Oh, yes.
Guardian connects onto Smiths, and Na'Vi still yet to see their opponent pick up a round.
Oh, Guardian, well, I said, didn't I? It hadn't gone down to a 1-on-1. They were in a 3-on-1, and Guardian delivers. And that was just Titan running the clock down. They were trying the back and forth, running up and down Brown Halls, trying to sell the fakes around Popdog. And it almost worked for them. And it should have worked for them. When you're down to when you get it down to a 3-on-1, you should be winning that round, no doubt about it. But auto sniping out for Flamey. He's thinking, all right, you're going to keep coming B side. I'm going to gun you down, good nard. And we'll see if it works out for them. Shocks over on Ivy. Uh-oh, it's going to get a little peek. Little peek is Guardian going to see it. Oh, just the X-ray. There it is. I was going to say, you can see the little top of the cap there. And Guardian finally realized.
Now they have to operate a loss, and already, I mean, they've been doing just that. You've got an unarmored Smiths rocking a Tech 9. RPK has got armor, but just a CZ to his name, and now they are about to swarm out of Popdog. And look who's going to be happy to make the call. Edward is just going to be shooting, well, I would say, Titan in a barrel, but no. Look at this, down to 2 points of health, and he hasn't done any points of damage himself, really. Forced to smoke himself out, and Guardian is going to kind of carry on where he left off the round before. Oh,
Zeus caught out while the reload was going down there, but unfortunately, Guardian and Edward were still alive. Flamey, of course, you heard the rattling shots of that Scar 20 going off. It's 7-0, Alex. 7-0. Na'Vi looking very solid here. Welcome to train, CT side.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of taking a couple of those wins, especially EnVy on their T side. EnVy had a fantastic T side up against Fnatic not too long ago. But forgetting about that, this is what you should expect and would expect coming in and into this one, especially if the T-side doesn't pick up the pistol. You know, 7-3 looks a lot nicer.
Oh, they're all coming to Flamey. They are piling through. It's a fast B hit. They're all into sight almost as they come around, and Seized is there with the auto sniper, and they just get mowed down in their tracks.
Yeah, look at those corpses then. That's a message, if ever I saw one, to Titan saying, I think it's best you think about the other site. As he is then going to be looking to create a couple more flat lines with his cardiac deck. Existence and Scream remain.
Sorry, I didn't realise we were in Australia right now.
Hey, Mitch inspired me, man.
That's it.
He's got a Dak and Diggity.
Dak and Diggity. Romeo and Juliet. I love the names that the Sponge and Co. use when they play this game.
Romeo and Juliet's Cobble, right?
Yeah, and it's actually, they've got it the wrong way round.
They've got Romeo is the bottom,
Romeo's up high, and Juliet's on the bottom.
Damn it, guys. So close.
You had one job. But either way, Flamey is going to get busy. Seas gets himself another. Seas could get the Penta.
That's
here.
a bomb. That's a bomb plan. That's something.
There you go. The ace is what. That's a sign that I've just been casting League of Legends, ladies and gentlemen. But Seas went down anyway. And well, I mean, a bomb plan's a bomb plan. It's better than now. There's what they could hope for in that round.
Yeah, and I mean, this is going to be Titan falling to Seized, and the magic of the auto sniper. They even recover it as well, so they're definitely going to be bringing that one into the next one. So powerful at shredding these kind of half buys, these Tech 9 armors. I don't even know if they had armor into that one. As it is, again, time for Smiths to find something with the sniper. Titan are flexible, though, with their AWP, and so far Smiths has done nothing with it. I mean, one frag so far on the board for him. Maybe it's time to make the call saying, hey, Shocks, do you want to have a go? Existence sometimes even happy to give it a
They've not even done any slow rounds either. I mean, there's that one where they're back and forth, but they've not like had a slow peak and like a wait for the smoke to dissipate and then get a sneaky peek in there. Instead, they've just kind of been piling into sight every round. RPK has got himself position. Is Flamey going to go for the flash and run round? Is he really going to go aggressive here? Smiths is actually holding the angle as well, so it would be a mistake if he did. Although Smiths is looking towards, hoping that Guardian's down there. Guardian did peek around this corner before, remember, and catch them. But this time it looks like it's going to be a set A hit. You can see the rest of Titan all set up to make the smokes. Are they going to go for a big play? There's the smokes going down, though. Is it a big fake? Shocks is going to creep around the back in Ivy. They're going to push down Popdog.
This could work out in Titan's favor. They've got the right numbers. No one's died early, and that's the real important factor. As I say that, Edward is causing havoc, and so is Guardian. As we go back and forth, finally Smith finds his second frag of the game, and now we find ourselves in a 3v3. Now we have time to just keep Titan at bay, and then again, Smith has just doubled his score. Shocks finds another, and all onto Seas as the bomb goes in. He is just clutching onto the AWP on towards Connector. I think he's realized that he needs to find a better angle if he does want to find anything at the end of this one. Smith could be about to feed him a frag as he holds that angle, and just Smith's considering it. If he pushes just, what, 6 inches further forward, we could be seeing the start of something for Seas, but nope. Smith's just going to be taunting and walking back and forth And we are going to be seeing, I think, Titan's first round. There it is, and all off the back of that AWP play.
A set A play. A set A play as well, yeah. They went for the full smoke play. We were talking about how they've gone too slow. It wasn't exactly slow, still. It was a pretty quick, impatient round, but it was a well executed from Titan, more importantly. Na'Vi not really hitting the shots in that round either. They have got enough to just rebuy straight back up, get themselves back in there, probably see another AWP. As I hiccup, I don't know where that just came from. But well, caught me off guard, but it is going to be a double AWP. Okay, that's what I was looking towards.
This is exactly what I was about to raise. Look at this. Now we see 4 AWPs on train. This is something I've kind of seen almost every train game at some point. Once the money starts flowing in both directions, you are going to start seeing the likelihood of a 4 AWP map increase. Seized then and Guardian, the ones wielding it. Not something we see too much from Na'Vi, but he's kind of laid his auto sniper to rest and opted for the semi-automatic kind. And now we just have to wait to see how Titan approach this. They have this. You said you haven't seen a slow one. Finally, Titan give you it.
Smith has got himself down in Pop Dog here. He's actually dropped down and he's got the angle with the AWP. I think Seized is about to come looking. Yep, that's an AWP down. So that's possibly the opener they want. It can't quite get the second. He just outscoped it. And I think Edward could hear the little clicking and rushed on it and actually picks himself up the AWP. And RPK is going to challenge straight into the crosshairs of Edward.
The power of the AWP, ladies and gentlemen. Now 3 for Titan. The bomb is all alone as well. This is what kind of gets me a little nervous, a little hot under the collar, because if he loses this bomb here in Connector, Na'Vi can sit on it, and it's Zeus and Flamey who are going to be holding that angle. I think he made a step as well. I think Zeus is holding this angle perfectly. This is going to be one very dead bomb carrier, and now Titan, their job just got a whole lot harder.
Yeah, they managed to get themselves out of Ivy, but like you said, that now they kind of have a great little defense. There's only one way they can come at this. Shox tries to come around the side, misses the first shot. Flamey doesn't, and he gets himself 2 kills. 9-1 Na'Vi. They brought themselves right back into it, and of course that would have reset Titan's economy as well. And it's definitely Na'Vi with control once again.
Yeah, that's not great for them. Double AWP makes a reappearance rather. As you do have Seized currently sitting at the top of the scoreboard for Na'Vi. 13 frags acquired in the 10 rounds of play. And again, the 4-1, excuse me, split. Just giving them an extra player at this point. For the CT side, just positioning themselves quite predictably at this point. Edward in heaven, Seized connector, Guardian and Zeus playing around Ivy/first train, and it works. It absolutely has been working for Na'Vi. Titan, despite knowing exactly where the defenders will lie, haven't been able to put the resources in place to get an early frag, or to get multiple early frags, which we only saw just once.
So it's going to be another set A play this time. They haven't quite got the weapons, but Smith's with that AWP. Remember, he was the man that made the difference last time they tried this play. So I guess they're just thinking, you know what, it worked. Let's try it again. Here comes the smokes. Flash is going through. Shox is going to be the man from Ivy. Smith goes diving down with RPK in towards A site, but lines up, and this time Na'Vi ready and waiting. Counter flashes, counter smokes. And let's not forget those rifles. Shox has managed to creep through, though, the back. Existence also got himself a kill, so a 2-on-4. Very tricky, but Shox is in a great spot here. Could get Guardian free and easy, and he does. And now he knows Edward's position as well. Doesn't manage to get the spray down, though. That
could have changed everything. That would have put them into a 2v2, and everything can happen with 30 seconds left. But now, it's just Existence. Now, yes, he has the bomb, but coming in from Ivy, 25 seconds, and Na'Vi are all well too aware of where he's going to be coming from. They do. Full foul to 1, not a second. Oh my God, Existence has come alive. He's found 2, and now he has 15 seconds to try and get this bomb down safely. I don't know if Edward's going to let him. He did have an idea towards heaven, though.
Edward's just off to his left-hand side. Yeah, he wasn't looking. Edward played it well. His choice of AWPs on the floor there. And he will get himself the defuse. But Titan, that was from a 4-on-2 situation. Na'Vi should not have let them into that position. Shox's little sneak through. They seem to have forgot about him. I mean, he took Guardian out, I think it was, coming through. And then everyone just forgot he was there. It was Existence that came around on Seas. Great little
good catch.
Double. Beautiful.
That was Flamey. I mean, maybe Flamey's kind of starting to become encrusted in rust after just sitting on B. He's like, I'd really like a buy to come towards me. That is the B player's responsibility. I mean, sitting on 9 frags, he's been doing absolutely fine on his rotates, but we are going to see him lose out in that 1v1 versus Existence, despite the advantage most definitely being in his favour. Quick flash is going to slow down whatever Titan we're trying to find.
Only 3 deaths for Guardian so far, and we're in round 12. It's quite impressive, but obviously that just also shows the power of CT. And when you win that pistol, puts a real problem on him.
Hello.
The Titan are going fast and loose here. They're rushing straight in towards A site.
This is much better from them, those early frags. Something we've been a bit of a rarity so far for Titan. They just keep on coming. Guardian then and Seized, both with an AWP. They do have the advantage of coming from this angle where the AWP can thrive, and exactly Seized is going to be starting to show us exactly why. Finds one. It's RPK who went down, and now he knows he's being hunted. He is going to get pressured. Throw out a molly towards Hal quite appropriately, but no, not going to get anything else, and now just Guardian is left. 1v2 now as he finds Shocks, but the bomb's ticking away, and I think he knows it. He's just going to be trying to catch another one. Titan just keep on coming. Scream this time walked into his crosshair, and now it's all onto Existence as he just wants to try and take absolutely everything he can away from Titan. Existence is going to get away with his life. Guardian the same, and that's round number 2 for Titan.
Fast play finally working for Titan there. That was just a straight up rush into A site. Couple of loose smokes. Only a couple of rifles, honestly. So great for them to pick up that round and kind of put a big dent in Na'Vi's economy. They'd been building up a decent bank, but you can see now they're not exactly comfortable. It's going to be a bit of a mishmash of buy. They are just about affording the armor and a couple of smokes. Not a great deal of flashes across the board either. And not a great deal of nades either. HE. I knew what it was.
I knew what you wanted to say. I did. And that's where the beautiful word utility comes in, as now Edward finds RPK. He's going to be happy to recover an AK as well. Definitely has his preference, and Existence is going to be trying to take a flash to push in to try and regain control. They have done just that, but that's because it's been gifted to them, no less, by Na'Vi. As they are so stacked up. They are so stacked up. This is a big problem now for Flamey. 3 players. Beautiful
little flake. Flamey going to try and get around the side there. He's got screams on him. Does manage to get a spray down. He's got no few bullets left. He could have gone with a reload there. Didn't have time, he felt. Edward's creeping around the back, though, but he's going to get caught out by Existence, who gets himself another. And now Guardian around the side, catches a glimpse of one, gets the hit down. Now remember, he was picking up kills at the end of the last round. Seized, hops off the side of the Existence, gets himself a third. Now it's a straight one-on-one. In-game leader versus Orpa. And Existence has the position. He has the angle. He has a glimpse of Guardian, and he makes it 4 in the round. Brilliant play by Existence.
That's exactly what Titan needed, as they're finally starting to put some numbers on the board, and they could very well find another one off the back of this one as well. Na'Vi's money is shaken as they are sitting now just on the pistols coming into this next one. This would be the 4th for Titan if they pick this one up, and finally they didn't find the rounds at the start of this half. They are starting to find them at the end.
This could be so key. They just got that one fast round and then quickly build another off it. Now they've absolutely decimated the economy at Na'Vi. To make this a 10-4, 10-5 after what was a 10-0 at one point is huge. Massive play, but Na'Vi are going aggressive. Guardian and Zeus are pushed out of Ivy, but it doesn't matter because Titan are already in on A side. Edward gets a peek around the side. One good hit, but that is not enough. Flamey does get around the side. Can he get a second? He should. And now he picks himself up an AK, and suddenly it's a 3-on-2, but Flamey not enough. And Shocks closes out the round. 10-4, quick round once again.
It's going to be Titan just kind of taking what's been given to them, and at that point it was a completely unarmored Na'Vi. This one's not going to be the same case, though, as it's their last opportunity to put a 5th on the board. If they do, this is lovely from Titan. Like, just the fact that they had the mental fortitude to stay on the ball and come into this one and start to get what is now should be 4 in a row if they want to get that 10-5.
It was 8-0, the score at one point, until they finally got that one round on the board. Na'Vi going to feel a little aggrieved by this. They should have been looking at least a 12-3, I think, in the position they were in, but Existence not quite landing the molly in the right place. I think he wanted to bounce that around and try and flush the guy out just around the back of the filing cabinet, closet, electric box. I don't know what it is that's just in that Ivy hallway. Either way, it didn't work. Zeus is just holding. Patient play from Titan this time. It's going to be a B hit. Flamey and Seized. Edward already rotating, so Na'Vi kind of set up for this.
Yeah, this is nice. This is probably the best and the most prepared Na'Vi have been for a B hit from Titan. Flamey made the call early. He's going to be looking towards upper, and the smokes are going to be coming out as if there wasn't enough of an indication already. Here they come. The first of the flood is Shocks. He's fully white mid-air. A second's going to be onto Scream. This could very well be a 3rd as well. Flamey is just completely knocking him down. Titan lined up, and it's Guardian who finishes it. Na'Vi, cool, calm, collected. Collect 11.
That will be enough, I feel. Now, if they can just pick up the pistol, remember they got a great little pistol last time around, they could be in a very good situation here, Na'Vi. However, let's see how Titan's defenses can do. As I mentioned, both these pretty much 50-50 in records at 2015. 10 wins so far and 10 losses for Titan. Split down the middle and Na'Vi, while 10 and 11. So just that one slightly worse percentage.
Well, it's going to be a question of power of the pistol, as you've already kind of said that this could be determined by the very next round. We are going off from warm-up back into our second half then. This is our third game of the day for the ESL ESEA Pro League. And Titan have a pistol to win.
We had 4 kills from Guardian in the last pistol round, and he is at the top of the board. That's obviously in part due to that fact. 18 kills for him so far.
It was the knife, wasn't it? Did he get them in the pistol as well?
Oh, it was the knife.
It was the knife, yeah. I was sat there like, hang on a second. No, we did see him get the 4K with a knife, though. And now he's just got to do the same with a pistol.
I'm just going to be quiet.
Sorry. I was questioning because I was like, did he get like 8 kills in 2 rounds? That's why.
That would have been nice. But it is going to be a B hit. It was actually Flamey, because Flamey was the man that was pressured, but Titan is set up perfectly for this. RPK, Existence, and Smiths reading this one beautifully. They're going to go straight down. RPK is going to be the man on ramp that will see them first. And this is the standard Na'Vi train T side. They have the Molly and C's. He's always the man that's given the Molly as well. He's going to be the one desperately trying to stay towards Brown Halls. As soon as that bomb goes down, that's almost a 1 round, but Titan have a response. They've read this beautifully. There's a whole lot of CT, there's a whole lot of blue now on that B site, and now it's just Guardian and Flamey. Looking to change that is going to be Existences now all onto Flamey, but he's found 3. He has managed to get that bomb down as well. If he could get up and recover the Molly, something beautiful could happen. Oh my god, it's 4! Don't you dare! He has completely single-handedly ripped Titan apart, and now, in such a crucial round, he could be tested by Scream. Now just needs to find 1 more bullet. 16 points of health. He's darting and bobbing and weaving, trying to keep the angle, but Scream saves the day. Of course he found the head.
The defuse comes in. Of course he did. The only frag necessary then from Scream, but good God, could that not have been closer?
Oh, that was almost it. Another very testy pistol round. We've had some very close ones tonight already. Obviously, looking back at TSM Virtus.Pro, down to that single knife kill that almost was. But it is Na'Vi that do not get the round, and that means they're going to struggle at this start. But look at Flamey. He got 4 kills. Screw you guys. I'm getting an AK-47, and I'm taking it. I'm going to get kills. Let's see how he does with it.
Yeah, he could be the game changer, and I don't doubt he was going to try, as it's going to be Edward. What just happened? What did we miss?
Wandy.
That's a rifle gone. That was an M4 taken out of the hands of Existence. It will even not... It would have been a FAMAS, and now a second for Na'Vi. This could go horribly wrong. This could spiral out of control fast.
And Flamey and C's to come through Ivy. There's nobody there because they've managed to clear out defense. Smiths is the only man as Z connector. Suddenly, Scream's dropping down window.
They're all there.
They're all pushing out now. And they could still get caught out as C's gets another. The Deagles are doing work. Guardian gets one and C's gets another. Holy smokes. Na'Vi with the Deagles. You know what? We were talking about Flamey's AK. Nobody gave a monkeys because he just came through with the Deagles.
And Titan, they were gifted an opportunity to pick up the win. Scream responsible for shutting down what would have been an ace from Flamey in the pistol. And then straight away, Na'Vi bite back. Armored Eagle's all it takes, and now Titan being kicked while they're down are going into this one, trying to do exactly the same back. Armored 5-7 for them, 3 smokes for them to work with. But Na'Vi, they've got all the time in the world to just pick apart what Titan have, and looks like their clock's running a little fast. They're looking to go fast towards B.
They're screaming on through. Existence will have heard them. But Titan have got in position. They're in a good spot for this one. RPK will find one. A second's going to drop down towards him, but Guardian will come out on top in that drop. Existence with another. Scream trying to get a peek across. So this has worked out very well for Titan. They're in 4-on-2 situation. The rush just backfired because they basically rushed into a stack for Titan.
Yeah, a couple of question marks going to be raised then from Na'Vi is why did we invest so heavily into the B site so fast? It's when the pistols really thrive, and now C's looking to bring this one back for his team. He's done a fantastic job so far. Brings the Existence down to 50. I'm looking to do one better. He's going to be hunted down by Scream though. I'm not sure he's anticipating this one. Does a whole lot of damage and more, as that's another frag for him. 2 in this round already, as Existence isn't going to be letting him have any more. Now a 1v1 as Smith saves the day. Could these rounds be any closer, Lee?
Well, So their economies are definitely close because they're both absolutely knackered.
It's insane.
They are. What are they going to go with? Okay, we're going to see a couple of weapons coming out from Na'Vi. They're going to force it. Titan are going to force it. The rest is just buy what you can right now. Look at that. And AWP's been passed off to Guardian.
Yeah.
Now, this is obviously one of those changes we saw with Starix becoming the in-game leader for Na'Vi. There's obviously a big shift going on. We were talking about it. I remember at the major, it's like, why are they not giving Guardian a chance? Why are they forcing him to go for these little pistol buys, these little, I don't know, whatever he was forcing into, Galils, etc. Why are they not just basically saving, investing, giving Guardian that AWP? And that's kind of what the change has been over the last couple of, last month or two, I think it is, since the last major played out in August.
Yeah, now it was Daddy Seeds who treated Guardian to the AWP, but it's just been taken away from him. Look at this from Titan, 2 quick frags, and this round's looking the cleanest we've seen in a whole while. As now it's all onto Edward. He has clutched onto the gift that was thrown over by Seeds, and now he's going to be losing that as well. As Titan, that is the closest, I mean the furthest from close. That makes sense.
Furthest from close.
Round we've seen in a while.
Oh, no energy drinks had here, that's for sure.
That's for sure. We need some caffeine here in the studio. Stat.
Yeah, so 12-7. And now, well, Navi's economy is screwed, so they're going to have to go for a save here. It's going to be a not quite a full save. A couple of P250s just popping into vision. But they're just going to try and train it over to B's. It's going to be a straight-up rush in towards RPK. He's going to throw out that nade. No, smoke goes down. Or slow them, delay them a little. But it just buys them time to wrap around. Smiths and RPK, and I think Scream's already heading from Connector. They know what's coming.
Yeah, but Titan haven't done too much kind of scanning. You know, Shox hasn't pushed aggressive. Ivy, Existence not pushed Connector. They haven't got too much information. It's all just guesswork at this point. And now Na'Vi start pushing in, and Titan are happy to greet them yet again. Na'Vi insisting on this B play.
Didn't even
and they
hit
are
the
just going to get shredded. As yeah, not even allowed to feel the ground of B's sight beneath their feet.
They were just getting the rush of wind through their hair as they flew and then fell to their deaths. So, 12-8. Just 4-round differential between the two. Totally doable now by Titan. It was a little worrisome, I think, when they lost that second round. But now, I think they're going to be happy. Nice little clean up there. RBK, as we mentioned, catching them mid-air.
Yeah, I mean, this is okay. I mean, I think Na'Vi would have been very, very frustrated, or sorry, excuse me, are very frustrated.
That Shox is going aggressive.
Oh, hang on, we'll talk about it in a second. Then Shox was the one pushing through Ivy.
He stopped.
Teased and Flamey are on the other side of it, though. And they've actually been quite consistently pushing this. 2 of them from Na'Vi. I don't know how much more Shox is going to do. He does make his presence known by the smoke.
Yeah, instead they've slowed down. He was like piling through there. We obviously saw him just push through a moment ago with that SMG in hand. Edward's got a couple of tags on him. He's shuffled over to Brown Halls. RPK will be covering that one off, but it's these two that stacked up here. Titan's still got the 4 people on A site at the moment. The bomb is creeping its way that way with Guardian. He's just kind of holding himself, waiting deliberately. Shox really is quite mobile over there, but Seasoned Flamey are just holding that angle. So disciplined.
I think this is going to be a bait and switch.
Well, I mean, it's a 40-second counter. This is Na'Vi running the clock down, typical fashion right now.
Yeah, but they've got 4 players readying themselves for an A execute. I can't help but think they're going to see the bomb at B.
There's nobody Ivy, and there's 3 people now pushing through.
So Na'Vi are about to try and push maybe all the way around through CT spawn. This could be sexy. Hang on a second. RPK are going to find one or not. Zeus does finally fall foul to RPK's angle. They are going to find Guardian and the bomb. Oh, Navi's hopes and dreams of this very unusually executed round have been completely thrown around by putting far too much trust in the hands of Guardian.
Yeah, I think, well, they were trying to sell a fake, but if you're going to sell a fake, at least fire your gun. They just sat silently at Ivy. So Shox was like, well, I've waited here until 35 seconds. I'm just going to go. There's clearly nobody here. And ran all the way around the back and found Guardian when it was all the way up through Pop Dog.
Yeah, the loophole of that entire strategy was Pop Dog because you left Guardian with the bomb. Yeah. He was all alone at that point. And he's going to get hunted down from both, you know, pushing up from upper on B and then from Pop Dog. That's terrifying. And that has gone horribly wrong for Navi. And that's given even more breathing room over to the side of Titan now.
Single AK for Edward. Trying to equalize the money, perhaps, who knows, but...
Hello, Auto Sniper.
Yes, Smith's going to be happy. Here are a lot of nades and smokes and mollies going down, but nothing really connecting. There's going to be another stack towards B, and RPK once again is about to get tested. That auto sniper's not going to be in position in time. RPK certainly will be. So it's all about the power of his RPK, power of his AK. RPK, AK, who knows?
I think actually Smith's going to rotate in just in the nick of time. He is going to be coming around with the auto sniper. This could be a replay of what we saw Seas do not too long ago. He is in prime position now, and there's even a gap in the smoke to make life difficult for Na'Vi. 20 bullets now in the auto sniper. RPK starts, and it looks like Smith isn't going to be able to finish just yet. Finally, let's connect through the smoke. A second now challenge being laid down by Zeus, who did retrieve RPK's AK, and now bomb down, and Na'Vi still have 3 standing.
Still only got 1 rifle, though. They need to try and find some of those weapons. Flamey and Guardian not able to collect anything, and they are just being single-handedly executed. Guardian just sits like Spider-Man, waiting for his victims, but Existence.
Oh, come on.
It's painful to watch, but oh well, it's going to get a defuse.
That's a killer.
I'm not sure Spider-Man waits for his victims. I don't quite get the analogy right there. But
I mean, not Spider-Man the superhero, you mean a Spider-Man.
There's a spider, man.
He's like a spider, man.
I'm not from California, so I don't think I can quite pull it off.
I was giving you a way out, Lee. I was giving you a way out. Because a spider...
Oh, it could be the evil Spider-Man, the black one. What's it called? Venom, that's it.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. There we go.
God, where's it? Get your Marvel knowledge out, man.
I know, what?
Man. Anyway, let's go back into the action before we start talking and sounding even crazier than we currently do. It's going to be a case of Na'Vi taking it a little slower. This time, not so much attention thrown towards Ivy. Poison Ivy. We can keep going with the comic books if we want. And now, Titan find 2.
Can't think of 1 for 2 headshots from Screamy, I gotta be honest. But either way, they were beautiful little taps. RPK finds Zeus, and this match is in danger of slipping away from Na'Vi here. They had a great little second round, but Titan, ooh, too aggressive maybe from Shox. He has pushed out of Ivy a couple of times and been successful. They need Seas to start finding a couple of more of those, and more importantly, Flamey has to get involved. Existence, the second that smoke clears, he's just going to find himself one. He just looked away at the wrong time. The smoke was dissipating, he looked away. I think he was maybe expecting the flash to follow through, possibly, but either way, it didn't work out for them. But still, 40 seconds on the clock, and they haven't pushed into A site yet.
This is important for Na'Vi. 40 seconds, and I mean, I would never count Flamey out of a round. We saw what he can do not too long ago, picking up 4 in the pistol. Now, Seas does go down, so it does all fall to the aforementioned man. Flamey is going to start. Right, RPK goes down, now 2 to 5. He's already found 2 in this round, this would be 4. In order to keep Na'Vi afloat, considering just how many consecutive rounds we've seen now from Titan. But time becoming a factor now. Scream's the one on the site. If he can take down Scream, we've got a chance, but perfect peek from Scream, just as the molly was in his hands. And no hope, no chance. Not even given the opportunity to fire a bullet in that duel.
3 headshots for Scream in that round.
12-11.
Continuing his statistics.
Oh yeah, let's keep an eye on that one. It was like 2 days in a row, back-to-back, like 95% and 93. RPK, in fact, actually had a 100% headshot ratio during one of these games as well. People on Reddit said it was, you know, Scream-inspiring RPK.
It might be, who knows? Pulling him back. Obviously, the Source guys are very big fans of RPK. They're hoping he can relive that form here in CSGO. Match pause currently. It's the Na'Vi famous match pause. Natch pause? Don't know what the natch pause is.
Natch. It's like, it's what you go back to that California guy, it's what he says when they're halfway through the nachos and they just need to take a quick break.
It's
like, yo, bros, let's have the natch pause.
It's the nacho pause.
Yeah, let's just have the natch pause, yo.
We're out of dip, man.
Yeah.
Either way.
What is your choice of dip, Lee? Are you a guacamole kind of guy? You're more of a salsa?
I'm more of a sour cream guy, actually.
Sour cream? Excuse me, I didn't even mention it because I don't dabble myself.
Yeah, I love my sour cream.
Okay.
And, if you ever watch me eating fajitas or something like that, get that sour cream lining.
Oh,
like this lining on the bottom. You baste it out. You baste it.
That's not right. You know, actually, I hate avocados, but recently, guacamole, not awful. Becoming a bit of a necessity.
Down with guac.
Becoming a necessity in my burrito.
Avocado. It's a very healthy...
yeah, but it just tastes like
very healthy.
It's like you're eating a bar of soap. It's really not pleasant.
That's not that bad.
It's not that great. Once it's all mushed up, though, and you're covering it and everything else,
mushed
it's
up, yeah. Get it in your sarnies. But back to the game.
I suppose, yeah, sure.
It's actually been pretty close. And we were talking about it. It's 7-5 currently. Na'Vi sit in the league, and Titan are 5 and 6. So both teams really need a win here. We've just seen Virtus.Pro already go down to TSM tonight. If you missed that one, it was 16-11 TSM coming out on top.
Look at Scream.
Successfully.
You can tell he's literally just practicing onto heads.
He's going for heads, yeah, between heads.
Head. This is aimbots for him. He's just staying. He wants to stay
this
fresh.
This is his death match. It's like, yeah, you guys all just stand there. I can still keep aiming you all up.
Our observers having fun as well. I'm not too sure where this, because we still haven't had a disconnect yet. So it's not like there was an immediate disconnect. It's instead just
it's a tactical pause. It's a Na'Vi tactical pause.
I mean, what possibly are they talking about coming into this one? I mean, maybe discussion on what they're going to be
Thinking
buying.
we're losing. We've not picked up a round for a while. I think that's what Graham,
I mean, yeah.
Graham's kind of pointing that out to us now. This is what they're discussing. They've had some serious issues.
Absolutely, but I'm just looking at their buy right now. It's like, I mean, the biggest decision is how much are we going to put into this round. It's far from ideal.
They're going to invest. I think this is definitely a fully invested round.
A do or die.
Yeah, I mean 3.5 Redwood Seas. They might.
They've got. I mean, they've got max. They've got max last round bonus now.
Yeah. So, but Alto sniper for Smith didn't actually do that great with it a moment ago. I mean,
Smith's has closed the gap. Remember, he was on 1 frag like 10 rounds in. He's now sitting quite kind of middle of the pack, 12 frags, and it's a lot better than it was. And now we have to just wait and see. You can see highlighted there, Zeus sitting on just 7. You haven't actually highlighted his underperformance enough. And I mean, he has been relatively quiet, like in the big rounds as well. Zeus is usually one of those players who you'll see like be left to his own devices at Ivy. He'll find 2 very, very important frags. But no, he has been kind of a little less than ideal from him. But I mean, everyone has their maps.
Yeah, that's just it. Everybody does have their map. There's always times where you just see players going off on a map. Absolutely loving it. Some just absolutely suck on it.
Yeah.
What's that question mark in front of Navi, Flamey's name? Why has he got a question mark?
Navi? Navi? I'm hearing buying. This is positive. I think we might be getting back into the action very, very soon. It is. The match is unpaused. You said they're going to go in, and they most definitely do. It's far from ideal, though. You can see the limited nades, the limited... I think that's actually, 3 lack of helmets going up against CTs as well. Not what the doctor ordered, and now we're going to be seeing if Titan can find the equalizer. It's been a long uphill struggle for Titan, coming in 11-4 on the half, and it looks like they're about to completely nullify what was a very kind of default train half.
Well, here they go. It's a big round for them. They did invest fully. They've given Guardian the AWP, and they've stacked out over at Brown Halls. Now, I think Existence may well have heard quite a few footsteps there, because he was just at the bottom of Pop Dog. RPK all alone still on A site. So they've actually... Shox has pushed totally out of Ivy, by the way. He's already pushing up all the way around. So all the information is given to him now, because Shox is making the full-on wraparound through towards T-spawn. I think we're going to see Existence and Scream possibly coming up Pop Dog behind them at this rate.
It's a possibility. Belazai and Navi are going to be waiting around. It's time for the auto sniper. Just one connection through the smoke. And now it comes down to RPK. He was hiding in that predictable corner and only managed to take 1 for his troubles. It was Edward. It wasn't the low health player, though. That was actually Season. Oh, dear. The bodies are starting to pile up, and Titan are causing a little bit of a problem now. It's going to be Shox who could potentially catch out Zeus. He does with the 5-7, and now it's Flamey once again. This is 3. Don't you dare get 4. Flamey! Oh, not again! That's 4! Not going to hit a replay!
Scream again!
Oh my
Shuts him down!
It's the pistol all over again. Scream v Flamey. Scream's been causing havoc. First he gets 4 frags in the pistol. Now he gets 4 frags in what was a crucial round for Navi. And it's happened again.
Oh, poor old Flamey. That was the moment. Zeus not having a good round at all. Wasn't the one job he had in that position was to look behind, and he wasn't doing it. But
damn you, Scream every time.
Flamey, and of course it was a headshot once again to finish him off. Why not? But well, 12-12 all square. They have got enough to buy up here because they did get the plant down. They did get quite a few kills. They have passed off those AKs, and the round loss bonus kicking in as well. It's all going their way. Now, what will they do? Will they manage to react? Haven't really seen a set play from Na'Vi like we did with Titan Time. We basically got to that point where like nothing's working. Let's try the set smoke play onto A site, and it finally worked for them. That's where they picked those rounds up. Haven't seen that coming out from Na'Vi, but Guardian with the opener does manage to get Smiths down, so he was peeking a little too much over on B site.
Yeah, just going for the fast Halls peak and costs him his life, and now Na'Vi maybe want to build off that. That has caused Titan to rotate quite heavily. Look at this. They're expecting Na'Vi to kind of work with what they've been given, and no, that may not very well be the case, considering Zeus is the only player currently lingering towards that B site for Na'Vi. Flash play coming out from Shox and Seized. They're having a little bit of a duel, it seems, and Seized is going to come out on top. He was hanging by the bins. Stick of the dump as he finds the second frag necessary for Na'Vi.
I don't know if do you think anyone outside of UK understands that reference. Roald Dahl, wasn't it?
That was Roald Dahl.
Roald Dahl, stick of the dump. Edwards managed to come push on through. Guardian does manage to get a flick on towards Existence, but doesn't land it. That was quite big, but it doesn't matter because the rest of the team have responded, and Na'Vi could be picking up one of those big, important T-side rounds. It's been lacking for so many rounds, and Existence will get gunned down by Zeus, of all people, who gets himself a 2 in that round. It is Roald Dahl.
Clive King.
Oh, okay.
There we go. 1963 English book. Yeah, I'm pretty sure very few people will understand that reference. Thank you for catching me before I started making that a regular occurrence. But now Na'Vi finding a much needed round. 13. As it seems like so long ago that we saw them pick up their last round on this half. And now we are going to be seeing a little bit of potential AWP v AWP action. Smiths again bringing it into the fray. They picked up the second round of the half, and now they finally pick it up in the 10th.
The thing is, Na'Vi really picked that round up because A, Smiths peaked down at B, and then Shox pushed out of I think. So it was really tight and they kind of played into themselves in that round. They have been able to obviously buy straight back up because they'd won so many rounds back to back. And of course this time it's on the onus is on Na'Vi. It doesn't look like Titan want to go peeking too early.
Yeah, I like that Ceaseless managed to keep Shox so busy for so long.
I like the little fake play. Smith smoked Ivy and left Shox tucked in. Cease not falling for it, he's backing away.
So this looks like an A execute at the end of the day. I'm seeing the bomb going to be coming through. Pop Dog is an assumption I am making, and 3 members of Na'Vi are lining up smokes as well. You can see Zeus, he broke the windows earlier, enabling him to throw that smoke out. And there it goes. Here it comes from Na'Vi. The wave is about to crash against the rocks, the very French rocks. Let's see how Titan thrives here as they are going to be popping their way into Pop Dog as well. Zeus the first to try and create and forge a path into the site. Great counter flashes being thrown out by Titan, though delaying what is now already quite a tight clock. 27 seconds and still 4 standing.
Oh, Guardian just trying to find the angle, trying to find anything, but we get steam. There's Guardian, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get him. We knew he was there, but Edwards managed to get himself a double. Didn't quite catch a glimpse of it, but Guardian strikes again, and now Shox with it all to do. He's pushed all the way back from Ivy, but runs straight into Guardian's crosshairs, and he has been a big difference. Him and Flamey have made some pretty big plays for Na'Vi so far on train. 14-12 the score, just 2 rounds away from victory for Na'Vi, and Titan, more importantly, are very, very low on money.
Yeah, this has been the saving grace then for Na'Vi, it seems, as 25 for Guardian, 30 for Flamey. C's just trailing behind on 21. They've all been really bringing frags. There's no denying that. Every round that Titan picked up, it wasn't necessarily easy. And now just armor and 5-7s for them to try and claw this one back. Titan have done it before. Let's see if they can do it again. As Smith goes aggressive up towards Pop Dog. Zeus is just on the higher side. A slow crawl up that ladder would have been stopped by Edward. You can see he's trained keeping his teammates safe. And so far in this one, it's going to be hitting quite a standstill. Na'Vi, they don't want to be falling foul to these tight angles. You know, these really scary close holes with the CZ. A prime example of that was over towards Pop Dog, but first man does fall. It was Shox, and Flamey finds his 31st frag of the game.
Yes, great play from him so far. RPK is rotated from B side over towards Ivy, so that's pulled 1 man away from B. Scream actually is the sole man on B's side. They're trying to wrestle out in Pop Dog, but they're going straight in towards Edward, who finds himself the 2 headshots, and now Flamey gets another on RPK. And Scream, the only man left, comes around the corner, finds a head onto Edward, gets himself an AK. Now, oh my word, that was dirty. Manages to find another, taps around, gets a 3rd. And now he pops, he got a glimpse of one at Electric, and they're just like, that, sod this, we'll get the hell out of here. That man is nuts. He's found himself 3 perfect headshots. Now 20 seconds on the clock. This is all on Na'Vi to get the plant down. Zeus is going to be the man that pushes around. Scream's going to get in position. He just got a glimpse. He's going to find Zeus. The second he pops up from that bomb plant, he's going to go down, and it will be a one-on-one. 4 heads for Screamy. Up against Guardian with the AWP, lining the shots up. He's going to go high. And he's going to play this one down, play the position. Nade comes out. That's going to force Guardian towards him. He could find another. The flash, perfect timing, trying to bait him.
No kit.
He's got no kit. He has to stick it. He has to get the kill here. He's just going to go run up and get it. He's just going to chase on towards him, but it's not going to be. Guardian will hold off and scream what could have been the most precise ace I think I would have ever seen in CSGO history from a 1-on-5. So close.
Guardian just lifting Na'Vi back up into the 15th round there. Swishing a flick from Scream was so damn impressive.
And this.
And another head was burst. Really impressive stuff from Scream. The words out of your mouth were dirty, and I mean, good God, 4 frags. That shouldn't have happened. You can see how much emphasis he put as well into picking up that AK.
Oh my word! Yeah, just delicately. But that little headshot at Electric was, oh my word.
Oh my God, it got my heart beating, I'll be honest. Anyway, while we all calm down, both here and on the stream, let's have a little look if Na'Vi can pick this one up. It's been a long time coming for them after what was a rather convincing first half. They have found now 3 in a row after that one round they found in the second. And now Titan just have. They've got plenty of nades, let's not forget that. And now it comes down to what Titan can do with just the 5-7s. Couple of kits spread between them as well. Not going to be falling to that same mistake that Scream had just there. And now Shocks.
Ooh, this 5-7 at this range could be deadly. But
Guardian.
so could an AWP.
That's what he needed, but doesn't look like it's going to be going down without a fight. His existence has found one. RPK could as well. That's a weapon. He might want to pass that off to his teammate if he can, considering he has just 5 points of health to work with. And Na'Vi, they're trying to fight their way in from T1 and T2.
Yeah, really awkward situation. Scream's actually got himself tucked up in CT spawn as well. Existence already found one so far. Going to come around, not going to get a second, as Edward does manage to catch. Now, RPK very low. Scream does get Guardian as he's wrapping around. It's 3 on 2, and Scream's got an AWP. RPK with an AK. Scream around the back of them.
I think he just tagged up his teammate there. Either way, RPK does get another one. Titan are pulling this one back, and Flamey, he's going to be taken down as well. Scream takes 2, so does RPK. And now the game still plays out, 13. And now we're going to have to see if Titan can do better with rifles this time in their hands. They did it with 5-7s, and they've been given another chance.
A match point pistol round coming out of Titan, just about on the edge.
Absolutely, and if they win this next round, it's going into overtime, you would assume, because you know Na'Vi are going to be a little bit penniless. And that one round, I need to stop getting so excited because this could be a real spectacle, folks. As back and forth we go. And this time it's going to be Na'Vi looking to do their kind of set early B play. You sometimes expect bombs in the hand of Edward, and they are starting to group towards halls. And RPK, his palms may be sweaty, but are his knees weak? He throws out the smoke and is readying himself for what could be a fast push from Na'Vi.
I think he realizes there's something coming. Smith has come around for backup to watch that top area, so RPK needs to just focus on that one ramp. Na'Vi setting themselves up. A lot of nades, flashes and smokes. They're able to do it. Here we go. Edward's going to be the man that pushes forward. He gets himself down there. The rest team managed to get themselves positioned. They try and check that corner, but nobody is there this time around. Edward does find RPK down low. Guardian finds Scream up on high. And Seized clears out one in A as well, and suddenly, with the bomb plant down, it's a 5-on-2. This has to go Na'Vi's way. Shocks the last man alive.
No hope, no prayer from Guardian. Fires the final 3. And what I loved so much about that play from Na'Vi is they kept that AWP busy from Titan, like constantly. Like he was trained on that location, but because of the constant nades coming out, he was too scared to peek out and try and help from the site. And by doing that, they managed to completely nullify his presence on the site. Yes, you were peeking, but no one pushed up. Really nice stuff from Na'Vi as they do manage to deal with Titan. They needed the win as well, as that was a huge game for them. You said, you know,
big win, yeah.
Big stuff for VP. Na'Vi battling to get into that top 4. I think they're residing at 5th right now, so that win could change things if they've got it in front of you.
It puts them on 8 and 5, yeah, it does. So it was a big win for them. They're still looking very good, especially when Titan have just been Fnatic already tonight. And you know, we see plays like that from Scream. You're kind of thinking, okay, things are going to happen. Things are going to happen. Brilliant stuff from both these teams. Both actually had some pretty big moments. Think of Guardians. Hell, Guardians 4K in the knife. Right, why not? But Scream, some pretty big plays. Flamey, my God, he got 4K in the pistol and again in an AK
that was
round.
A real roller
and
coaster.
Scream was the one that pulled him down. So at the point when them things kept starting to stack up from Titan, you thought, okay, that's it. This is a done deal. But Na'Vi, they held true for a while. They got the second round in the T side, if you remember. They might suddenly think, okay, that's it. Now you're going to suddenly pick up a bunch of Ts.
You thought it was going to happen.
And then straight away got shut down, and then was shut down for 6 rounds straight, and finally got something going. But
it took them a while to find traction.
Took them a long while.
It truly did, but they do manage to pick up the win. Titan, another loss. On the other side of things, they're sitting about 6th right now. That loss is going to cost them, and they're going to have to kind of claw their way back up then in the remaining games. Of course, every team does play 22 matches in the Pro League. Everyone's around trying to see the highest.
They need to pick themselves right back up, though, because now they've got EnVy on Dust 2, and that's a challenge, because this is like the all-French affair. No team will want to lose this matchup, and more importantly, it's on Dust 2, which is like French home soil. So I don't know how this one's going to work out. It's going to be great.
It is going to be absolutely fantastic. The French battling on Dust 2. You can read all about that and more over at the Score Esports application on your smartphone, available both on iOS and Google Play. For now, we're going to take a break, but when we get back, we're going to see who can win in Titan versus EnVy. Moses TSM as well. He's got it.
Of course, he does say TSM are the best team in the world on that map.
Yeah, and I mean, so far, talking to TSM, speaking to them, well, they are the team that has lost the least in the Pro League, just letting 2 maps slip away so far in the 13 games they've played. That is a big, big win for them, and will continue to be so. Titan do pick up the knife, though. They have the choice of side, giving them that very slight leg up in this matchup. Always great to see the French teams play each other. These domestic matchups where you have to quite literally stare at the screen and go, these have all played together. You know, the Kenny Apex switch up. You have, on the other side of things, Smiths and Shocks battling to kind of, demonstrate why they are, they're a team to be reckoned with.
The last time I cast us 2, which was, 2 weeks ago now, Fnatic started off 14-1 against NIP. and then NIP came back.
All the way?
And it ended, all the way to the very last round.
No,
and then they lost it in the last round. It was such a bonkers game. Absolutely brilliant stuff. I hope we get the same here, because Titan at the moment are looking solid on the CT side. It was the T side where the massive side bias was in that matchup, but this time around, Titan do not mess around at the pistols, and RPK gets himself 3 with Screaming 2.
And so it begins. These teams know each other inside and out. Their AWPer and entry frag are stolen away from Titan, and the other 2 fall out from EnVy, kind of falling into the lap of Titan as well. In what was a huge, huge roster switch-up. And talking of roster switch-up, Scream with one of the highest transfer fees CSGO has ever seen as well, on top of that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Although, speaking to parties unknown, it does seem like it actually was the deal. And Shoxy pops out, SMG in hand. Doesn't get a second, though. MBK not falling for his shenanigans. Smiths is going to try and get around on the back on short, though. But MBK is pushed on through into tunnels. Now, the rest of EnVy were stacked up. Kenny S is all the way at the top with his... Where is he? I can't see him. There he is. I couldn't see him on the screen, looking on the wrong one. There we go. Kenny S was pushing up. They've actually gifted Happy the scout, which is what I was about to say. That's why I was confused by it. But he's just managed to find a headshot Scream. Bit of punishment returned.
I mean, it was just the speed at which he found that frag. He was miles away in upper. As soon as he peeked, Scream went down, and now Titan have just 3, and it does look like EnVy have kind of done the math, and they realize it's going to be Smiths then left to his own devices to try and hold on. He's done a great job so far, does catch MBK, and now we're into a 3v3. EnVy looks to be changing their minds, and RPK could get all the information he needs. It's beautiful as he finds Happy. He does catch a little glimpse of Kiyoshima's hand as well. Doesn't look like he's done just yet, and now it falls to existence. He has to stop Kenny. He has to be the gatekeeper, and he is going to be playing the time beautifully. 20 seconds. He knows the bomb's going to be in his hands. Catches Kenny with his pants down, and the bomb in his grasp, and it's going to be Kyo then, with just 15 seconds left to try and bring this round back under control. He's going to start strong and looking to finish exactly the same fashion. He fakes it. 8 seconds. Now trying to draw Smiths out from the woodwork. It's not going to be enough. Smiths does stabilize for Titan, but so much damage done.
Very close round. A little bit of anger from Smiths there.
Like, boys, what are you doing?
You should not be going that close. Yeah, that really shouldn't be happening, but EnVy, very loose on the T side there. They're obviously Happy got the one opener over on B. They decided to push A. That backfired. MBK got took out. Quickly all the way back over to B again. Very fluid style from EnVy. And again, they're doing it the same thing. Going to split across, 2 over towards tunnels. Existence going very aggressive, though. Look at the P90 play. If he pushes on down into lower tunnels, he's going to catch them both off guard. But instead, is he going to go for the full wraparound? It doesn't matter. Scream's there with support.
And now Titan have that entry. They've got their foot into the round, and they're not looking to be letting go just yet, not looking to subside any pressure, as it's going to be then Smiths, who does get away, but he has allowed some Ts to slink their way on towards platform, and now they're all just bundled together courtesy of the flashes. Just pistols to their name, and it looks like they're going to be dropping one after another, like flies. All on to Happy, who's a massive fan, actually, of this like late long play. Not going to be anything from this one, just a smoke and a flash.
Observer's going to be kicking himself because he just switched away from Smiths and he went and got a triple.
Just that second.
It's just the way it goes sometimes. Existence does get himself the final kill of the round, though. So Titans start things off 3-0 now. EnVy had invested pretty heavily throughout that, which means they can't go for that buy once again. They're still struggling with the pistols. They are the kings of forcing, and sometimes it kind of backfires.
It does, and it can kind of bite you back quite quickly, if not harder, and we're going to be seeing that problem right now here. A carbon copy for EnVy. Yes, it's going to be Apex who could be the first to go down, or not! Shox' brain is splattered over lower tunnels, and now they've got themselves a P90. That's the first of many steps they're going to have to take if they want to be able to find a footing in this round. And Existence was vulnerable. That could have been the second step. And Apex is looking to try and take it by force, as he is going to be chunked down to 22. And does hand over that P90 to someone a little healthier.
Yeah, when you get a rifle earlier, the P90 is not the best.
Of all the options available.
Of all the options you could have got, yeah, when you find someone quick and early. Not ideal, but it is going to be a B hit. They're stacking up for this one. Scream's going to be the first line of defense. They try and push towards him. Doesn't manage to find too many. Does get the one through the smoke as they keep on pushing through. Now he's going to get the support just pushing around the side. As I say that, it's Existence that did come through the door and he got taken down. And now Smiths and RPK with it all to do in a 4v2. This was a pistol round from EnVy.
Smiths is going to be so angry once again. Stuff out of his control. He's on the other side, and again they lose control of B. Is it going to be the end of it, though? It looks like RPK might have something to say. It is! Keo and MBK get the final necessary frags. They're going to be scooping up rifles, even an AWP as well.
That's punishment.
Oh, and Titan are going to be furious. This B hold has not been ideal. That's 2 times they've challenged onto B. We saw Kiyoshima go very close to a 1v3 the round prior, and the same happening this time to EnVyUs' success.
Yeah, that was a punishing round for Titan, no doubt about it. They won't be happy with this. EnVy picking up 3 weapons off their bodies from a pistol round. Smith's the sole man over on B site this time around, so they're expecting an A hit. RPK and Scream are over on Catwalk. Now, are they going to push towards him? It looks like they will be. Kenny's going to hop up and over. Here they come. RPK's got himself tucked in the corner. Shox is with him. Finally, RPK pops out, gets himself a double. That's a trade he'll be happy with, no doubt about it. Scream gets 1, gets 2, and Titan this time read them like a book, and that was beautiful. Yeah,
never mind trade. Scream just shuts down Wall Street altogether. Happy is forced to try and do everything for EnVy. It doesn't look like he's going to be going down without a fight, as he narrowly misses out on an opportunity to close this into a 1 versus 2. But Titan backing away. That nade's going to be doing a great deal of damage to Scream. Good God, that was a lot. From 100 down then to just 32, but not going to be enough as Existence does find his head, and it's going to be the 4th for Titan, shutting EnVyUs back down, and that's really, really good, as it is going to take a lot of money away from EnVy.
Yeah, the problem is, obviously they did manage to rescue 3 of those rifles in that round, so they didn't actually spend too much money. This is going to be Shox and RPK, though, popping out. It's that position, it either works really well or it fails badly. It's when you're tucked in on that corner. This time around, it worked well. So opening exchanges go through, nobody getting caught by the tags as they pass on over. Something they haven't really got locked down yet. I mean, we haven't even had a chance to talk about the fact that Kenny S has got an orb in his hands because we haven't really seen him using it yet.
Yeah, this is going to be our first showing. Let's see if he can kind of justify the namesake of his orb. Looking to conjure something up towards middle. Not going to find anything just yet. It's actually going to be Scream and Shox. And actually, the first man does challenge him out. It was Scream, and actually brings him down to 33. The power of Scream, but also the glass cannon of Kenny does make it costly. An exchange that most definitely does favour Titan, as now RPK and Smiths are going to be ready themselves, digging their heels in and starting to hold tighter angles because they know there's a heavy EnVy presence towards short.
Decent start from Titan, but they have to be very cautious here. EnVy in that tricksy situation. Shox kind of caught in mid-ground there, does drop himself down. Luckily gets the support, tries the hop, skip and a jump move, but it doesn't quite work out. But EnVy have been locked down as they push inside. Kenny gets himself one onto Smiths. Can he get an angle on another? He's going to have to back away to Happy. I think they're going to go for the counter rotate. No, they haven't got time. They have to stick this site. And it's just going to be Happy trying to find a peek. Gets himself one, catches a glimpse of another, or a Goose. It's going to be Scream over that.
He hasn't got the bomb.
And Existence peeking around. Well, he hasn't got the time either. He's only got 10 seconds. I think he's just trying to go for the save. Existence is saying no. He'll have none of it. And he's trying to... Oh, he got it in the end. Is he going to be able to get away? He is. 2 seconds. He's off. He's got so lucky.
So persistent. So persistent. He was like, this is happening. I don't care.
I will get the no-scope.
Third time's the charm. So, another round for Titan, and you know, I'm not going to go crazy with speculation, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game, I mean, we said already, it means a lot to these teams. Both of them, of course, considering the roster shuffle, both of these teams can kind of...
a good spawn.
Did get pulled apart and put back together again with different rosters, and Kenny and Apex especially going up against their old teammates. They're going to want to put in a good show, and that could play with their minds. Smith is the one to fluff that time, though.
He's going to get challenged. Happy's there. No. No, they flashed him well. He backed away. He's going to go for a second peek, though. Smith's... that smoke. They obviously know that the AWP was there, so they were well aware of the situation. Shock should be able to find MPK's head there as he's backing up. And again, remember, it is just pistols for the majority. Shock's got dinked heavy there. He did manage to come out on top. And he is going to drop on down.
Just
look at Smith. Smith has gone all the way around the top there. Pushed up. Kenny does get him down, but, well, Scream will finish him off there from range. And 6-1, this is a great start from Titan on CT side.
Very, very solid start. I mean, the only kind of slip-up has actually kind of gone in their favor, considering they managed to go in the next round following it. All it did was put EnVy in a little bit more of a difficult stead. You did mention, however, at the time that those were saved weapons and didn't completely mess with their economy. But here we go. It's going to be Happy and his Deagle. He's obviously got a little bit of confidence with the weapon. I wonder why. And the rest of them rocking the AKs.
Yeah. We've got one of those messed up times where I think it's Smith's that's shown as the T side. He's actually a CT. So you can see the yellow name in your X-ray there.
Oh, God.
Up in the distance. It happens a few times with the Spectator these days. Not too sure exactly why, but RPK is going to be the man up close. Happy's not going to find the shots there because they're not falling for it. But it is a quick push on towards Catwalk here. Smith is going to be the man that's looking to cut them off here with his AWP. Apex, Keo, and Kenny all pushing on around. There's the flash. Does manage to get a glimpse on the one below. That was Shocks just off in the ramp, but he didn't catch him. And that could be pivotal.
That actually could be very, very huge. He's going to get caught out once again this time towards ramp, and is not going to find it. Now Shocks is taking down Apex. EnVyUs are going to have to try and consider perhaps a rotate, just as Titan have done. Now Shocks and Smiths are the ones sticking on A, and EnVy are maybe considering a mid to B. Smiths kind of pushes that issue as he takes down Happy.
Well, B's been the questionable side. Scream and Existence in there. Scream gets tagged up very heavily. Finally, Existence gets picked off, but Scream not falling. 7 health was all that remained, but he did his job. And Titan holds strong. 7-1. What a fantastic start. And a match pause has been called. You can only assume it's come from EnVyUs, who, by the way, I believe are all in the gaming house bar 1 now. I did see pictures of the swimming pool today.
They are in the gaming house? Okay.
The villa,
I know they were boot camping. I think, yeah, they're boot camping for the major. I didn't know whereabouts it was.
It's their own villa they've got. Yeah, I'm pretty sure internet set up and everything. They did have internet issues there. They played last week, 2 weeks ago. I forget what tournament final it was, but they were playing through 4G Wi-Fi. Which is, I don't even know what they were thinking. But anyway, it didn't work out so well for them. But I'm pretty sure they have internet there now. I did see pictures from the pool today, so I'm assuming that's why they're there.
Hanging out by the pool, kicking back. Going to be doing nothing but good things, I'm sure, for them. But as I say that, Titan still sitting quite happily. As we are back into the action, Smith starts as he means to go on, get to second. Shocks is going to be doing it, and it is most definitely going to be the double S. All on to NBK. Just going to try and take some life away from Scream. He does, down to 60, but no. More shall be seen, and it's going to be another round on the board for Titan then. Their CT side has been looking very much a one-sided affair, as EnVy have made very little impact just yet.
I feel like Smith has been given confidence with this AWP. 12 kills in. He did well. He made some pretty big plays in the last matchup as well against Na'Vi. Definitely doing very well here at home on Dust 2.
Yeah, I'm just
EnVyUs have got the weapons. Double up setup finally coming out. Happy and Kenny, yes. What can they make use of it? Kenny's going to go quick peeking aggressive on B site. Is he going to find an angle? Scream and Existence are the ones that are going to be pressured by MBK and Kenny.
And now Smoke just is going to be deterring them. That's important. As the bomb's still at the top of middle, there's absolutely zero commitment from Envy at this point. Instead, they are just trying to get a feel for where Titan are structuring this hold. To be fair, rather quiet over on towards the A. Finally, Shox is the one to make the move. He was kind of playing towards middle this time, pushing back through CT, and it's going to be Apex then again, trying to find a way in, and again, he is forced back. It's been either a flash, a molly, anything, and they've just been kind of keeping Apex out of the game.
Mid to B, looks like it's coming. There's the smoke. Apex tosses it out, manages to get around, but Scream was ready for it. Kenny S is going to be creeping around. Scream not quite finding his head. The tracer fire just above, not quite connected. Now Kiyoshima's pushed on through. He's lurking in the smoke, but Scream has made the rotate and got in position. Shox shuts him down as he tries to get in on site. MBK finally gets himself one, but Titan are all over this site. Now Kenny S was holding the back door, and that is about all that's left because he is a single man, and that bomb is well out of position. He's got an AWP, but unfortunately he's going to have to save it.
Yeah, and while he does that, you can talk a little bit about the numbers. Having a look at Dust2, you know, we said that both teams do like it. In the past 3 months, though, we have been seeing a whole lot more success on the side of Titan. They played it 12 times and won it 9. They really have been finding a lot of form over on Dust2, and that's not against, you know, nobodies. That's against the cream of the crop of CS. We'll talk about that in a second. Kenny might very well be losing his AWP. He isn't quite ready for this one. Does take Shox, though, down, as he's just trying to keep himself safe, and he does do that. On the other side of things for Envy,
oh, he got him!
Oh no, last second, and the AWP is gone. 4 wins in 10 games of Dust2 recently, and it's always interesting when I talk to MBK because of the constant changes in, you know, their Dust2 positioning. They were mixing it up. They were changing in-game leader at one point. And I remember him saying, I used to be at B, now I'm mid, now I'm B, now I'm A. Like, he really has been kind of thrown around, and as has a lot of the envious Dust2 playbook. And look at this from Titan. They're going aggressive up mid, and this is on a buy.
This is risky play. Happy's the one that's up suicide. Keo and Apex both in lower tunnels, creeping around. Smiths is just holding the angle, doesn't quite land the shot, but he can back away, it's no problem. Shox does get taken down, but Existence also does get MBK as he tried to creep his way through smoke of B tunnels.
Oh.
So a 1-for-1 trade, but both Apex and Existence have come out pretty wounded from the exchange.
And I mean, Scream, he went so aggressively so early, and I would have loved to have seen him kind of linger, you know, around that upper mid, because he could be catching them now on the rotate to long. Instead, he has just dug himself in back over towards A. He's actually going to get on towards Car, I reckon. So is RPK. Big pickup from Smith, though. That's Apex now chopped down. Could have found a second as NVR on the rotate through mid and isn't hitting enough. He's going to get away with his life, though, quite fortunately. Or not. Kenny's nade does take the remaining 17 points away. And Envy still look kind of indecisive.
Absolutely. RPK is pushing out of long. So he's going to try the wraparound, but it's all on Scream here. The man in Goose. We've seen this position work successfully quite a few times. Kio's going to hop around, does catch him off guard. Scream trying to find the head, went a little too high there instead of just aiming at the body. Who am I to question, though, when RPK comes around and does exactly that. Doesn't quite get the second, though. Happy little sidestep, little jinx. And now Existence, who was tagged so heavily early on, down to 8 health. He's got it all to do. And Happy will pick up the round. A very important one, because as you can see by the numbers at the top of your screen, Titan have had the lion's share of this first half.
Yeah, Happy's just handing out free haircuts to Envy at this point, to Titan at this point. Very, very nice. As they finally find their second.
I'm not sure Titan like that as well. They like their hair.
I mean, Scream would be furious.
They're very delicate about their hair. Shox and Scream. You can imagine that pair in the morning. Taking a long time.
I think they share a room for that very fact. You know, they've got to. Otherwise, the hairdryer demand would be a bit high in the hotel. But you're right. We are going to be seeing a full rifle game. No AWPs in play for this one. And they do seem to kind of throw a lot of their numbers, a lot of their play towards middle early. I wouldn't be surprised if actually we see a bit of a change in pace. In fact, look at this. Apex is battling for some mid control. I'm pretty sure Shox may have caught a glimpse of a shoulder or not. Apex finally finding first blood, and Scream puts him back in his place quite swiftly as Envy are splitting. Kenny mid, Happy over towards short, and Envy in the bomb, or rather MBK in the bomb, is over on B.
MBK is going to be the one that creeps through, but Existence is ready and waiting. Kenny finds a beautiful angle on Smiths there, trying to sit in those boxes.
Hang on.
And that's actually drawn the attention. EnVy complete rotating away from this.
And Happy's on A. He's like, guys, get that bomb over here. Kyo's got his running shoes on. He's like going for a sprint. And RPK could, of course. I think Kenny just a little too alert. And now Scream is just going to try and find an exit on towards NBK. He knows he's miles away from actually making an impact into this round. I say that. It looks like he could very well catch NBK. He does so through the pillar. Not going to find the second as he's caught with his knife in his hand and his pants around his ankles. Kenny S, very influential in that round as he finds 3. And that's going to be 9-3.
How often do you have your knife in your hand and your pants around your ankles?
So the situation I envision.
He's trying to hop and he can't move.
So he's in the
his
kitchen.
Pants around his ankles.
He's in the kitchen.
Okay,
he's doing some chopping. He's chopping onions.
Chopping onions. Yeah. So your tears are going.
So he's crying as well. Yeah. That was part of the picture.
Right.
And then a kitten jumps up and tries to climb him, pulling his boxes down. There you go. That's it.
Okay.
That's when it's a real life.
How often do you envision Scream naked? That's the follow-up question. Anyway, getting back to the game. It is just pistols for Titan. So EnVy are looking to pick up this round. I can only imagine the Twitch chat right now. MBK is the single man, the gatekeeper, as they are 4-man stacked in B site. The rest of EnVy all heading over towards A to get that plan down.
That's a free one.
So a free round very much coming out for EnVy here.
Yeah, Titan took a risk, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They were holding 5-7s and USPs at tight angles, but nothing's going to come of it other than perhaps an AK off of NBK if they play this right. Smiths has got the right eye line. He wasn't quite peaking at the time, though, and you can see that it does suggest that Smiths is kind of playing for the T side at this point. A little bit of a go-TV bug there. Actually, Scream, don't think he's going to check that corner. Tell a lie. And actually, EnVy are on the hunt. They want to take whatever they've brought into this battleground.
Pistols.
I mean, literally,
they bought nothing. They've bought nothing.
5-7.
Was there a 5-7 before? I didn't see it before he died. Didn't quite catch it, but they all just got absolutely picked apart. Free kills for EnVy.
So a little bit of extra money, I guess, as well as taking the 5-7 away.
Yeah.
Keeping everything.
Every little helps.
Under wraps, and another round for EnVy then. 9-4 as EnVy are starting to mount a pile of rounds, 3 in a row consecutively. The only other round they managed to acquire was straight off the back of the initial 3. And here we go, trying to see if EnVy can close this gap even further. 9-6 would be tough pill for Titan to swallow, I think, after their initial start.
Considering the start, yeah, definitely. It was a very good start for them. They got to 9-1. Let's see, though. They have got M4s. It's totally turnaroundable. So that's horrible.
Turnaroundable.
Every now and then. Okay, no. Not going to go into that song. So Apex Kenny pushing on to Shock. Shock's just around the corner. Wow! He was holding the drop angle and still got caught out by Kenny. Managed to catch him mid-air, I think, as he's backing away. And now this looking like a mid to B. Scream's going to be the man that could put a dent in this plan, though. He's just got the angle. Neither really looking. Kenny peaks and gets himself a second.
Yeah, great synergy then from EnVy. That flash, of course, forcing him to either be blind and go down or have his back to him and go down. He chose the less honourable route, turned his back, and now it's going to be RPK. Yeah, I'm going to be seeing Kenny find another one. He has been a little bit alight in these last couple of rounds. Another 3 for him as he's going to be sitting quite happily at the top of the scoreboard. 15 for EnVy, or rather Kenny. I don't know why am I calling each player EnVy today? I think it's that lack of caffeine again.
We're definitely starting to slow down, I feel, as the hours tick on. But
let's wake up. Let's wake up. Here we go. Here we go. Because this is a huge game.
Triple AWP. It's going to be a shooting range, boys. Here we go. Here's the gallery. Can they manage to catch anyone passing by? No, they didn't land a single bloody bullet. Rubbish. Rubbish. Fire the lot of them.
Just yet.
4 AWPs actually there now. They went 4. Now they're going to switch to AKs and actually make a proper round of it.
Yeah, quadra AWP. And you can see, look at that, Smith, balls of steel, peeking where there were just 4 AWPs with his scout, and does damage. Kyo is brought down to 32, trying to cut him down to his size, and actually potentially hitting a second shot there. Did actually take Kenny down to 57, so already the scout's paying for itself.
Oh, MBK.
MBK does take 2 out of the running for Titan. This could very well be 9-6, and Titan are going to be a little less than happy about this one. Nade exchange does actually favour the Titan boys. This is where the scout can really clean up. They're all low, and oh, the one person he shouldn't have hit. He does bring MBK within an inch of his life. That's 3 now for the natural-born killer. It's just going to be RPK who's left with a CZ and a flash. Looks like EnVy have managed to close the gap to a 9-6 scoreline. That's huge for EnVy. Titan's still sitting on 9. It's not awful, but the fact that they started so strong, at one point the score was about 8-1, I think.
8-1, yeah. They're going to be kicking themselves, like you say. It was that couple of rounds, and I think EnVy actually picked it up off the pistol, was that one round that they originally picked up back in, all the way back at about round 5 or 6. So yeah, not the greatest for Titan there. They started off so strong and it was looking like it was almost a done deal. But now do not write EnVy off. What are you thinking, Shocks? What are you thinking?
Trying to get inside his head, quite literally. Yeah, let's have a little look to see what the EnVy boys get to do with their pistol, get to do with their CT side. Titan now have to come to them, have to go on the offensive. And it could pose to be a rather interesting game here, ladies and gentlemen. Not forgetting Titan have had a much more successful record on Dust 2 as of late. Picking up the win would mean a lot to EnVy, both in the standings, of course, trying to chase both TSM and Fnatic, but also just for themselves on Dust 2. Keo evades the flashes nicely. This could go very well for EnVy at this point. Scream charges in, though, and does what he does best. As we are going to be seeing a very ammo-less Apex. He goes down as well. Scream in the meantime gave RPK a nudge of encouragement that hurt a little too much. And now it's going to be a 3v3.
Question is, who's going to come out on top? Bomb plant goes down. Existence will put that in. So now Kenny has to get himself a pick around the side there. Happy, though. Actually up on the box. Nicely done from him. Good little position. Realizes Shocks from behind. Gets himself around on him. And now Existence with it all to do. Pops out a window. Gets himself one. Can't quite get the second. And MBK will get the defuse in. So close.
Hard place. That's exactly that situation. It was like, this side note. That was the end.
Yeah.
And we are going to be seeing EnVy start as they mean to go on. I can see this going horribly wrong now for Titan. Spiral a little out of control. As after starting so strongly after a game that can mean so much to them, and now seeing with the pistol, we could even see an equalizer. That's what's scary. This could end up 9-9, and they'd have lost, what, a great deal of rounds back-to-back, with maybe one in the between, a little bit of kind of a seasoning for them, but that's not enough. And now they're going into Armor Tech 9s. They do not want to see that equalizer on the board so soon into the second half.
Apex even saving it as well, going with just the 5-7 here. Could get himself a great deal in that last round, of course, so maybe just couldn't afford a great deal, but Keo just rattling off those shots with his MP9, trying to find something, and Smiths actually was the other side of that, but didn't get tagged up. Titan looking like they're going to stack. It's going to be a straight A hit. 4 members through Catwalk. Kenny S is sat ready and waiting. MBK sitting at long. Shocks looks like he's going to be joining the team, still holding back door. Yeah, it's going to be a long A push for him.
This is a problem, actually, because Kenny's going to be the one to try and be the initial halt, but he's only got an MP7, they've got armor. It's going to be difficult, but not for him as the bomb's loose. And now the backup brigade has arrived. Existence has made an impact, and quite a large one, with 2 frags, but now it's all on to Shocks. He's on long. Kenny only has an MP7 to work with, and this Tech 9 was doing good work, not enough. As that's going to be 2 then for Kenny himself. And majority of EnVyUs contributing to that one. Just Keo not picking up the frag, and now the second eco really for Titan.
Like you said, I mean, if they'd have just stuck around Catwalk and actually pushed onto Kenny. Kenny was the only man here. Everybody else was down below. They all hopped straight over. He had the MP7. Everybody else below had the Famacius. They literally jumped into the firing line. It was, it's one of those things you just can't read sometimes.
Kenny was the frying pan and the CT spawn was the fire, I think, is the case there.
Happy holding the angle. Could catch a few of them as they push through dark there. Instead, he just takes a couple of steps back. Ooh, but Apex catches one, but will get taken down by Scream. Quick headshot flick on him from the P250, which has drawn Kenny's attention. Kenny's moved on down towards mid. And they're still lingering. Happy still holds his ground here on short.
Okay. Happy could very well just take his out of the running, and he does so. 2 bullets and a kill. Nets himself.
MBK is about to get pressured here.
How much pressure? Looks like he's relieving majority of it on long. Just 1 man still standing. It's just RPK.
Happy gonna get the single tap downs onto RPK as well. 9-9 all square. And that's what we were talking about after the pistol. Finally, they do manage to wrap things up. And it is all square, 9-9.
Okay, Kenny then grabs himself the AWP. It's always good to play it safe. And get that in his hands. Where's he going to take it? Looks like he's going to go for the long peek, and only 1 man looks like he may very well be considering a challenge. It's going to be Shocks, who will be walking into 3 members of EnVy if he chooses to do so, but exchange of smokes suggests it's going to be a rather quiet start over towards the long side of the east side of Dust 2. Now, is looking towards short and finds Existence, caught with a nade in his hand. An awful fate for him. And now Titan looking to go for a mid to B. This could be pretty hot for Keo and Apex.
Well, they're in a real tricky situation. RPK hasn't put too much pressure down, though, through tunnels. Now he's pushing through, but it's Smiths that manages to land the first kill on towards Keo. And now Apex all in trouble. Gets himself into the smoke, though. Hasn't been taken down. Instead, he chooses to rush through the doors and join the rest of his team around mid. It's a 4v3, and EnVy are already going for a save.
Yep, smart move to make there, especially when you've got the AWP in play and you would be going into what would be... I mean, you lost the round, you're looking at pistols. Smart from EnVy to enhance their next round. They've already managed to find the equalizer in what was a 8-1 scoreline in favor of Titan not too long ago. So very, very impressive. Titan, though, do find double digits, and that's important for them as well.
Well, it stops the rot as well. They've gone, what, 9 rounds running, 8 rounds running without picking anything up. So it does get themselves back in the books, but EnVy saving will give, of course, Kenny the kit himself the AWP.
Oh, double.
Happy just goes, you know what, I can have one of those as well. So we're probably going to see one down at long and one at doors maybe. We'll see where they take them.
I mean, Kenny's got the one of the best spawns for that mid-peak. I wouldn't be surprised if he just go for that, flashing himself in as well.
Happy's going to join him.
He's going to go for the peak. This could be a very dead Shox, but no, fast smoke from the T side does enable that. No, repositioning was perfect. He had a line, didn't quite connect the shot. A rarity these days for Kenny. In the meantime, Apex does get one. Is traded out nicely by Shox because Titan played it so well. They're allowed to have this freedom in middle, and now MPK's being challenged on long. He's so damn vulnerable. 17 points of health. Shox finished what Smith started, and they just keep on coming. Titan have the numbers advantage. 3 for Shox so far in this round as he finds Kenny. No AWP for him. And it's Happy and Kia that have to try and retake this site and round.
Yeah, that really backfired on EnVy. They tried this ballsy play with those AWPs. Happy does get himself RPK down, but a 2-on-1. Don't expect him to go too challenging in this. Oh, I tell a lie, he switched it. Got himself an M4 and he's going for it. Shox is holding the angle, sitting on the bomb. Couple of loose shots from Happy, trying to draw the attention, but that molly will force him down and force him into an awkward crossfire, a scream, and Shox had the angles covered. Gets himself the AWP as well in the exit there. Very risky stuff from EnVy, no doubt about it. They went for it. And more importantly, because of that play, MBK couldn't get down long, and he was all the way back at A site. He was the man that was having to hold site along, and that just gifted them the entire A site.
Is this going to be a replay of what we saw on Train? You know, Titan got an early lead, and then Navi came back after a timeout. Is this really going to happen 2 times in a row? Smith does touch Apex through doors. And now we are going to be seeing a potentially a 12th round. You say potentially, I never am going to rule any team out on just the Deagles at this point.
After seeing them 14-1 turnarounds on T-side, I'm never ruling anything out. Again, on this map between Fnatic and NIP, it was the craziest match I've seen in a long time. Shox, though, with his SMG, is going to find himself an easy one on towards Apex. Gets a second little couple of taps on Keo in window. Ooh, Smith's also finding MBK. He tried to take advantage and push around Catwalk, but caught napping.
Keo and Kenny then, both kind of trying to get their eyes on towards middle. It's going to be Keo who does fire off the first shot in existence, just puts him back in his place with a couple of shots. Nothing to kill him, though. Ooh, very nice from Happy, as he does finish what Keo began a lot further on in the round.
Oh, and they're coming Keo's way. It's a B rotate. RPK is going to be the man that comes around. If Keo can land one of these Deegs, it would be vital, but he had to hit the second. And this time, it is now EnVy just getting mowed down in their tracks. Finally, Titan closing out. It was just pistols for EnVy after all. They even got the bomb plant down at the end.
Yeah, complete then mirror of the first 3 rounds. We saw the first 3 go the way of EnVy from the pistol, and immediately Titan, once given the rifles, given the opportunity, managed to find 3 themselves. 9-12 the scoreline. Let's see now where this one takes us. We are going to be seeing a P90 in play for existence. That intrigues me, whether or not he's going to be going for anything early, maybe trying to clear out lowers from any early aggression. Doesn't look like it's going to be happening, though, as you're seeing the most default hold against the very non-default assault. Look at this. Keo does find Shox. They're going to keep coming, though, straight through the smoke, and Keo is having no problems, as that's a beautiful flash. But existence completely going down. Keo has decimated the French side.
Well, that backfired horribly. They tried the fast play. We wondered where the P90 was going, and that's what they were trying. They were just like, I might as well just get something that I can run and gun with. But that actually did not work. Now, Scream with the bomb. It's going to have Smith joining him, and they're going to try and make a move. Is it going to be through mid, or are they going to try and go up onto Catwalk? Either way, every position is covered off. Happy is the one getting the spray down, but Scream will come out on top in that exchange. Get himself the first. Keo's going to push on through. He's going straight into Smith, who's going to catch him down. Envy, a little sloppy here. They had the advantage, but they've gone a little too hunty, trying to find those kills. Expecting time to sit back on their laurels and maybe try and just save, but they're still looking for kills. They're still looking for the site. They want to get on that B site. It's Scream, though. I think Smith is going to be the total fake, and Scream's going to push onto A.
It's selling it relatively well. Apex made the call, and NPK was straight there to aid him. But now it comes down to Scream.
They have to realize now that there's nobody else at B, it has to be on A. But the problem is they've got themselves in that position where they have to go for a retake.
Yeah, and this is nice. Because he didn't come from long, Scream going through short enables him to plan and position himself quite comfortably. It's a good flash from Kenny, though. He is going to be able to kind of keep Scream on the spot. Oh, hello, dead Kenny. As we are going to be seeing one brain splattered. Can he find any more?
God, he's so good to watch, isn't it?
It's a unique playstyle, there's no doubt about it, and now he's hunting for another brain. This time doesn't find NBK so easily, and oh dear, it's starting to be causing problems. He's getting hunted down from either direction. He does find a second, not the third, as NBK does stay true to his name. And in the...
He's got no kit.
Oh my god, he's done it. Oh my god, he didn't have a kit. Why does he not have a kit is the question. And we are going to be seeing EnVyUs fall on their face. Scream has done it.
That was awful. That was a 2-on-5. 2-on-5.
I'm in disbelief. It was only Apex who held the kit now, and you can see, look where he was. He was so far away. He couldn't recover the kit in time. And Scream, that one shot onto Kenny, neutralizing the AWP threat, meant that he had enough time to pick up the round. A fantastic play from Scream, a pleasure to watch. And that puts Titan at 13.
You can't lose a 2-on-5. Not when they did. No, when Keo did so goddamn well at that start as well. The start of that round, getting himself that triple early on, and then they just went looking for kills, looking for frags. Titan just sat back and played it well. And Smith did his job, selling the fake, and Scream just crept his way into A. Now one little tap is all it took.
Same again. Just one kit, this time for Envy. I can't believe I didn't notice
that. They haven't really got the money either.
Yeah, I just truly cannot believe that I did not notice. And now it's going to be Shox who gets NBK. Scream does exactly the same to Happy, and suddenly Titan is getting dangerously close to that 14 mark. This was a heavily invested round now, as Apex does go on a retrieval mission for the aforementioned kit. And now Envy are split. They're spread thin.
They need to try and consolidate, try and do something here. They've left Keo on his own over on B side, sorry. And it's Kenny and Apex that are going to try and push, but Smiths has found one. Are they going to expect Apex up close? Probably not, which is why Smiths went down. But now, yeah, I was going to say, he's going to have to do something magical here. He's going to try and fling out that wild flash and catch one on the cross. Unfortunately for him, it's Existence who finds that head early on. And now Keo's just going to have to save. It's going to be 14 rounds on the board here for Titan. And Envy, I feel after that last round, have just gifted the game to Titan.
It does look like they did more than gifted. They wrapped it up nicely, had a bit of glitter in there as well. And throw a bow on top, because now that's going to be 14. Now they're going to be on that's probably going to be a shaky pistol armor, if anything. And RPK's even trying to take that one rifle away. He's joined by Scream. They're both hunting him down. They know roughly where it's going to be. He makes it known. Oh, he was expecting the push from behind. Keo, the cornered animal, does get neutralized by Scream. And now we are going to be seeing 14. They are actually going to be able to put rifles in their hands. I did kind of underestimate the power of the loser's round bonus. That's going to be 5 in a row from Titan.
Only just so. I mean, that's for masses. No kit. Once again, very little utility. They are hurting right now. Smith's got himself the AWP as well. Adds in the Tech 9 just to make sure he's secure. No tags through the door. 3-man stack over on B site here from Envy. Risky stuff.
Risky stuff, but they're kind of countering that with some sort of aggressive play towards long. I assume NBK would be playing for info. Instead, he is going to be thrown a little bit of a curveball from Titan with these fast, deep smoke. And let's keep NBK a little honest. Or not. Look at that. Tags him through the door down to 41, as well as the nade. And I think Titan are probably going to end up on towards B, looking at how this is currently structured. See that they are just waiting for NBK to kind of give the sign that a rotate should come through. But so far they've seen nothing but spray from Shox. It is just going to be traded out.
The problem is Scream and Smiths are pushing through on towards A site. There we go. Existence clears out, and now A is completely clear. And EnVy all pushing from the same direction. Apex is going to try and push around with Keo, but RPK could catch him in the back here. As soon as they try and get around the side, there we go. That's Keo trying to hop up. Apex is coming around the side. Oh, and RPK's got him as well. And now Happy in an unwinnable situation. Match point beckoning for Titan. He's sitting in CT spawn just below. Scream's going to drop one down. Oh, he's not looking. They're not looking. They're not looking. Happy gets one. Doesn't get the second. Scream span around. But it's 15-9 Titan match point.
And Titan looking to have done it, to have bested their French rivals. Apex and Kenny falling to their old roster. As, of course, it is not just over just yet. The famous party is being brought by EnVy, but they've got zero room to maneuver. Not one mistake can be made now.
Squeaky chair, man. Don't know what's going on with that one. As it is, Titan, who honestly started off so well. They were 9-1 up, so they kind of deserves to be in this position. But EnVy shook up a little bit on the T side, managed to pull it back to 9-6, but Existence, a new confidence with his team, making these plays. Obviously a lot has gone on between the likes of Titan and EnVy, a lot of roster shuffles. Since Scream's joined, it seems to have given a new lease of life. Certainly been the man of the last two matches, making some huge plays, but EnVy are managing to shut them down as they're in their tracks here. That bomb now loose, and RPK, the last man standing. EnVy not done just yet.
As we said before, they cannot make mistakes. They don't in that round. Just Apex and Kenny do go down, recovering the AWP, and are going to put 10 on the board for themselves. Now Titan are going to try and tighten this noose as fast as they can.
Just going to leave you on that one, I think.
That was cheesy. I'm sorry.
It's not easy.
Not at all to be... It's not easy to be cheesy. And now Existence and Scream are going... Oh my god, they are just belting towards shore. Look at this. Not even giving the CTs a chance to position themselves.
They did this last round and it kind of backfired on them. This time Kenny S is in the right position to try and cut them down. But he's been drawn to long, and now Existence is on A. He's gone all the way around catwalk. Kenny's not going to be aware of this, I don't think. I'd say that. Manages to shut him down.
Yeah, very nice from EnVy. Putting enough faith on EnVy holding that cross, or rather Kenny holding that cross.
The last bullet found the head.
Now just 3 for Titan. Apex is going to be smoked out. He's going to actually consider a push through. In fact, he does. Throws the flash. Is going to kind of force 2 frags to occur. And now the bomb's loose and just one man to be found. It's going to be Smiths. He does connect onto Apex, but 3 more to find and 57 seconds to do so. He's full white. He's going to get pushed by MBK. And that is another round on the board for EnVy. They are not going down without a fight. And that fight is being brought to Titan with an aggressive push from the T side. And CT's just laughed it off.
Well, it's going to be a save from Titan. This is Apex, obviously quick double through that smoke, but yeah, EnVy suddenly, even though they're on match point, playing very well. Titan's suddenly going a little fast and loose, and it kind of backfired on them.
Twice.
EnVy's rigid play seemed to be working out for them. Apex and MBK going to stack it out over long, no problems there. Kenny S going very aggressive actually in tunnels. 3 members around that corner, backs away quickly, gets himself the nade off just in time, which did a lot of damage, by the way, on towards RPK and Scream, and Kenny gets himself another. Will get run down eventually. Too many members, but that's going to get quickly equaled out as MBK punishes them for pushing through. Existence all alone. Oh, he's got Apex up on high. He's got nowhere to run. 3 fast rounds have netted EnVy 3 quick points. 15-12. Let's see where they can go from here.
Yeah, they have been kept honest. They haven't got buckets of money, that's for certain. But Titan are in a similar situation as well. No warp this time to be brought to the fray. Hasn't been as influential, though, as it would be on EnVy. That's for certain. Smith's just happy on the rifle, and he has been, at least this evening, been the dedicated AWPer for Titan. We haven't seen too many alterations from that. Shox hasn't touched it, nor has Existence.
Did he just mess up? Pretty sure I just saw a messed up smoke or something back there. Didn't quite bounce the right direction either way. MBK, is he going to go aggressive? MBK is going aggressive on long. This going to Scream us there. That's very risky play from MBK, and Scream's going to punish him.
Yeah, that's going to pay dividends now further down the line, considering now MBK has been eliminated. They might try and push where it hurts, but immediately Apex goes into Apex mode, becomes the Predator.
Oh, that's really risky play from Kenny. He manages to get away just, but doesn't get the shot off, and Scream gets and makes another pay. Happy though, Unlong, protecting the big gatekeeper for the whole of Titan. Scream's the only man in that pit. And if you put your money on anyone to find one of those one-tap heads from that pit position, it would be him. Apex is pushing it. Everybody else, look at this. It's beautiful. Look at the minimap. Bring the minimap up. He's completely told to fake. Everybody's turned around. Kio's all alone. There's 3 members coming.
Yeah, let's see what Kio can do. I think he's heard the footsteps. He's screaming, get over to B. Let's see what I can do. Nothing is the answer. Smiths gets the frag, and now Envy are playing to try and bring this closer to overtime. And they've got just 2 players to do it. Happy and Apex, it falls to them. They both have kits this time. That's a start, but now RPK's made it more difficult. And now all on to Happy. He's going to be looking a little bit more frowny at this point.
Where's he going?
Considering a push behind him, but little does he know, Titan are all deep in towards the site. Smiths is low, but not low enough, and now time becoming a problem as well. Does look towards another player. It was RPK who wraps it up, and we are going to be seeing Titan pick up the win eventually up against Envy. What a game that was. What a game to behold. Some fantastic plays from individuals. Scream besting Envy in a 1 versus 3 with a lack of kit. Don't be a tit. Buy a kit is what they say, and he's
a 2v5 overall that round was. I mean, Kio managed to gun down 3 people in tunnels.
Yeah,
and then just sat back, and then Envy decided to push onto them instead of just sitting out. You know, they have to plant the bomb. We've got the sides covered off. Let's go looking for kills. We can get them. And then, well, Smith's managed to get himself one. Scream got himself another, and then Scream with that beautiful little one tap where he popped up and got onto Kenny S, and that was it. Yep. The kit was lost, onto Apex, sorry. The kit was lost, and MBK may well have got the kill, but didn't have the kit. And that was kind of the big round that turned things around.
It most definitely
big
was.
Round turns things around.
I like it. Yeah, that's all right.
It's not what I wanted to use, really.
It's a late nightly. You can go tuck yourself in.
I might need to.
I think
it sounds like by my throat, I'm going to need to get some hot beverages down my throat as well.
Yeah, we're going to be...
Oh, for God's sake, get your minds out of the gutter.
We're gonna...
Production and you. Everybody. Cups of tea.
Okay, we're going to be going then to talk about... you've thrown me off. I'm off kilter. I'm wobbly. Let's talk about NA then, because that's coming up later on this evening. We're going to be seeing the North American side of things go underway.
3 hours time.
It's about 3 hours time?
Yeah, bang on 3 hours time. So 2 a.m., so 3 hours time from now.
Yeah, so do be sure to head over to twitch.tv/ESEA to catch more of the North American side of the Pro League. Will Liquid continue to be a very profound presence so far? Good to see Hiko and the boys do well. We've got the games. It's gonna, I think it's only, is it 2 or 3? No, 4 games. Four games.
Cloud9 in action. Liquid Cloud9's a biggie tonight.
Yeah, Liquid Cloud9. We've seen Liquid pick up a couple of wins against Cloud9 recently, so that's starting to get interesting. Liquid consistently picking up wins against CLG as well, so keep your eyes on that one. Will CLG continue to rise to the occasion, especially on the verge of another major? So looking forward to seeing how that one does play out. On the EU side of things tomorrow, though, there is more to be seen, as we're going to be seeing 4 games, and starting with NIP up against Mouse over on Cobble.
Yeah, and also, of course, the big one really is obviously Titan. They need to get some wins here, but Mouse, like you mentioned, Mouse and IP, that's probably quite a big game now. Looking at all the losses, Virtus.Pro on 8 losses, NIP 5 losses. They're going to want to get some wins here. Fnatic towards the end of the day, along with Titan against Penta, probably going to go Titan and Fnatic's way. Penta have got a lot of work to do. Yeah,
Penta have, of course. Penta having a little bit of a break from the Pro League. They've got the least games played so far in the league, and that's just primarily down to the fact that they were fixing their roster, lost a couple of players, and have managed to bring it back together. So it's good to see them back in action. I'm intrigued to see how much they can find with both Spiddy in the roster up against Titan. I think Fnatic may be a bit too tough to handle at this point. But those are the 4 games that are going to be coming up later on today. Don't forget, North America kicks off in about, you said 2-3 hours?
3 hours.
About 3 hours time. So you guys do open that tab and we'll see you there